I'm muted. Hey, good evening, everyone. Dadman Walking 55 here, coming to you from the East Coast of the USA at about 11:06 p.m. A.m. Where are we going? Last minute decided to go ahead and stream for a bit, waiting for a few of the others to come in a little bit. Not our normal time. We usually stream, but hey, tonight felt like it. We had an opening. Our friend Mark T with a C, his 30th anniversary, I guess, and he's celebrating in Switzerland, I believe. So yes, great Mark D with a C, great friend of the channel, and hey, it's all good. Yep. So hopefully y'all are have fun tonight. Hopefully we can come up with stuff, and we get a few people in the crowd tonight, and we get a few people on the panel. Yeah. So, hey, hopefully we can have some fun tonight. Phantom Outsider, hell to you tonight. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. All right, first one up. I am waiting for Hungry Boy to come in first. The missus and maybe somebody else will be in after a little bit. Of course, when Hungry comes in, I think he has something specific he wants to talk about. So we're going to turn him and let him go. So, hey. Yeah, he fled the country instead of having his show. That's a good way of putting it. But I think he already started with the food pictures on the YouTube side. So, yep, exactly. So, maybe next week we'll plan something more ahead of time, but kind of tonight was a play by ear night. Things happen, life happens, those type of things. So, it's good things. Hey, Buddy Hepburn, how are you tonight? So good to see you too, buddy. I am at the secret base location, so obviously there will be some weirdness with the acoustics and even some problems with the speed of the scrolls and stuff like that. By the way, folks, we are back to 669 subs, so let's update this banner. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love YouTube. It all changes by the moment. Yep. So, hey. Yep. All right. So here we go. We'll see what we come up with tonight. Tonight we have no planned show. So if you've ever been to late night shows, we end up with no agenda. We come in, we take it completely by the seat of our pants, and truly every show is different. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Phantom Outsider. Yeah, this was a late decision to go live, but hey, absolutely. So yeah, geekery. Yeah, Mark's away. Hey, by the way, oh man, you at an amusement park all day. Which one? Now you're at the dorm. Wow, and class tomorrow though. Probably at what? Tell me you have class like later in the day, like normal people. They did not have mercy on us accountants. We had to go to the flipping early classes at 8 a.m. Yeah, because the accounting professor that controlled the curriculum wanted everybody to be businesslike. So forget your normal, typical, acceptable college experience. And hey, to be from O, good to see you tonight. All right. Well, we got one person in here. He actually beat Hungry. Atwood, the birthday boy, +2. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? I'm eating cake. I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I got to get my ice cream in a minute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat this cake before it goes bad.
Yep. Oh, good. Oh, wow. What kind of cake is it?
It is a chocolate cake with buttercream frosting.
Ooh. That sounds good.
It's very good. I got it from Publix, so you know it's good.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Oh, California's great America. Awesome. Good to see you. Good to see that. Man, I tell you what, do they have some of the wooden roller coasters still?
Six Flags Over Georgia still has some of those.
See, I love the wooden roller coasters. Those were my favorite. I mean, the metal ones that seem like they're faster. Go ahead.
Some of them are fun. Some of them are fun, but like some of them they haven't fixed enough, and like they whip you in the next week.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. See, I always wanted to get the misses onto a few roller coasters, but even in Orlando, I think the Hulk one time stopped upside down.
Oh, see.
Yeah. And
That makes me
she
that
always,
makes me that makes me think of Final Destination.
well, the thing with her is she said, I will go on a roller coaster if you can absolutely promise me that it will never end up upside down. It gets stuck upside down. And listen, you know the missus. I know not to lie to the missus. Bad things happen. I was like, nope, I can't promise that. So she wouldn't go on those upside down rides. And Amelia, Emily Gangadine is here.
You know, you, you
Hello,
know, you
party
know, you,
people.
you know, you should tell her. I
What?
can promise it won't do it this time.
No, man. So, all right. Hungry seems like he's on the way, folks. And Sashi, greetings to you. Hell, how are you tonight? Outside of our normal time. Emu, hey, I guess Emu's find everything boring. Hey, Shooter, how are you? Folks, tweet out the streams. You got friends on Twitter. Tweet them out that we're live tonight. We're making this up by the seat of our pants. And as I said earlier, our friend Mark D with a C is out of the country tonight, and he's celebrating his anniversary over in Switzerland. And so I decided last minute to come live after some great Fortnite with the missus and Atwood privately, and you know how we do that. So,
Dude, I wish I could go to Switzerland. I'm good. I'm happy for him.
Phantom Outsider says that what shout out to great John Hausman, who lets us all know Smith Barney's made money the old-fashioned way. They earned it his birthday today. Oh wow. What? Okay, I have to see if the missus knows about that when she comes on though. But we will see because she does the research on them, so you never know.
I've never been. I've never been out of country.
I went to the Bahamas once, and God, it was the most miserable experience. But
I have been.
Go ahead.
I have been to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. That's it.
Wow. You haven't been much. Hey, listen, when the missus comes on, we're going to have to figure out what states we've been to. I think that'd be cool to see.
I've always wanted to go to New York.
Oh, I wish I could go back to Colorado, Wyoming, to Yellowstone again. God, I could stay out there for weeks. That was the most beautiful place. And yeah, so all right. So
I've heard it stinks though. I've heard it stinks in New York.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we have to have New York experts to opine on that. So, but hey, I don't know. Some of you people may think it stinks. I do not know. And
no, I meant like the legit smell of like New York City, not like being a bad place. Just like the town stinks from all the pollution and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Hungry. I sent the link to the group chat because I have to type it in manually. So
why?
Because I'm at my mom's house. So I can't just type and copy and paste. So anyway, well, let's see. Emily says, let's see. Oh Lord, I don't like roller coasters, but I like to push myself. Yep. You got to go. Sashi says that Malaysia has a roller coaster inside of a shopping mall. They actually had in Las Vegas. I think it's still there. Maybe I wish Daisy was around, but Circus had an indoor one, and like a whole amusement park inside the building. One of the neatest one though was New York. That hotel casino. That was amazing because it was started in the hotel, but it actually went out and over the strip and stuff where you were like way high over the street.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah.
You know what the dumbest thing to me is the fact that New York City is not the capital of New York. That's got to be the dumbest thing they've ever done. Yeah.
Albany. Yeah. New York City sounds like a dang salsa commercial.
What was that one? What was the line from SpongeBob where they were going somewhere? It was like some city. I can't remember what it was.
Oh gosh. Oh man. That's from the SpongeBob movie, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was that?
Oh gosh, I can remember that. I should remember that. That might, I'm trying to remember that one. If any SpongeBob experts are out there, please let us know what you think. So it's it's just too crazy. So, but hey, it's all good, folks. All right. Alrighty, so all right, Hungry is working his way in. I know the missus is busy on a few things. Hopefully we'll get through that too. But I like the Demon, it's the oldest coaster in the park. Red Blazer is a single rail coaster. Oh wow, that could be interesting.
Shell City.
By the way,
that's what it was. Shell City.
Shell City, yes, Shell City. By the way, the John Houseman thing, at least John Houseman wasn't as scary as Wilford Brimley. Man, that old dude, I mean, he scared me. I mean, just watching him in the firm and stuff, he looked like grumpy at grandpa all the time. So, really, really crazy. So, I should have been to Tasmania. I haven't been to Tasmania. You tried, but the car got waterlogged. I'm going to have to hold that one for when Hungry comes through. So, Emily is in Long Island and said it does smell a bit, Atwood. So, hey. Let's see. Buddy said they stayed in Tarrytown, Sleepy Hollow in New York the last time they went. There really is a Sleepy Hollow? Wow.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know it was in New York, but I knew there was a Sleepy Hollow.
Well, I think it was always part of the story too. It kind of oh gosh.
I thought it was Pennsylvania.
Wow. Another birthday here. We'll have to talk to the missus about these birthdays. Tony Basil is 79. Oh my God, she's almost my mother's age. She was 36 in that cheerleader outfit. Hey, you do what you got to.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fun.
Sorry. Yep. Now you're good. Pace Picante. Yep. Pace Picante. Yep. So, yep. And Emily agrees with you. It's divided. New York City is one part. New York State is the bigger part. So.
Well, yeah, I know New York State is the bigger part, but.
Let's see. Debbie Boone is 78. How many tortured her us with a constant replays of "You light up my life"? It was, could it, Phantom Outsider, could Debbie Boone's "You Light Up My Life"? You know, back in those days, could it have been even close to bad as the Mariah Christmas "All I Want for Christmas" song that goes off everywhere, like even before Thanksgiving now? Which one's creepier? So, anyway, and Atwood, you got a question, but it's up to you how you want to answer it. So he's in the South.
Well, let's see. Question?
Yeah. It's where
I'm in the South. Like Dadman and Mrs. are from the South, but I'm from the South.
He's from the real South. I'd say Georgia more real South than Florida. Yeah. Oh, Joe Jett is 66.
Oh yeah, especially the part of Georgia I'm from.
We gotta get the missus in here with Phantom Outsider with all these birthdays. It's like, dang. It's like, shoot, y'all, Miss is gonna say I'm taking away her show, and I'm like, not. You guys are coming up. Phantom Outsider's coming up with all these birthdays, but so
Mrs. gotta come set us straight here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, this was bad. Yeah, because Anne Murray, Snowbird, and the Bee Gees and Barry Manilow were in heavy rotation. Yeah, that's the thing. Back in the old days, the 70s and 80s, they played like the same songs again and again and again. It was like the same 4, 5, 6 songs. And it was like all the time. You're like, can we play something else? No, as a Duran Duran fan, I was like, can you play like a different song? Can you play New Religion or Night Boat or something different once in a while? But nope, they played the few released singles and they played the hell out of them. So
there is a song at Publix. There's a song at Publix that they don't stop playing. It's an Adele song. It's called Right as Rain. That song, I want to, oh my Lord. It's not even one of her more popular songs. It's one of her lesser known ones. But I'm like, oh my God, we stop playing this freaking song.
Yep. Nope. I got you.
Yeah. Always you can tell sometimes when I'm talking, when I get real ramped up, my southernness comes out. You can hear it.
That's the thing is a lot of times you can try to mask your accent by talking slowly and clearly, but when you just get going, anybody, it's like you start to get going, boom, it's like
you and Mrs. have heard it. Y'all have heard it. You just have to listen.
Yep, it happens with me sometimes too. But folks, we are here, Dadman and Friends. We're waiting on Hungry Boy to get in here at least, and there'll be at least 3 of us tonight. We're actually doing something in a different time frame on a different night tonight.
He probably found some horrible Tubi horror film, and that's
he forgot to check the group chat for the. He's dealing. He forgot to check the group chat for the link. Now he's dealing with an audio. So
yeah, he's
not giving up. He's coming in. He's fighting the technology.
No, he's actually fighting with food right now.
Yeah. Ooh, Atwood, our air supply used to annoy me and it was replaced by Mr. My Heart Will Go On because that worked. Hungry, he's here. What's the most annoying song that you ever remember of all time? And wait, Hungry, sorry. Mrs., how are you guys tonight?
Oh, now it's a party.
Hello.
Yes, it is.
Hello.
Oh,
now
here for you.
Hey,
look here.
Now all we need is Bucky. Now all we need is Bucky and JT Kirk, and we're set.
But hey, you have to be the whole group. But hey, listen, always a Manliana. Emily is laughing. It says Hungry versus the computer.
Who will win? The computer. The same with Dadman. Same with Dadman.
Shooter's ahoying you guys, and Emily is shouting out the missus.
Be a shooter.
All right, let me do a couple things. Go ahead, Hungry, real quick.
No. I want to shut up and let you talk because I'm cranky, and the moment you let me spout off, it's going to be about 10 minutes.
Okay,
and
that's
Agent
fine.
Atwood is going to understand, and the missus is going to understand because when I spout off, it's going to be about something that is I'm not going to say intersectional because I don't like that term.
Well, I'll go get an ice cream treat then.
Mrs. knows why I don't like that term. But it is going to be something that is intergenerational. And Atwood and I have talked about that privately. Atwood, you know that, right?
Yeah, is your accent gonna come out and you're gonna have to put some shrimp on the bobby?
I make no guarantees. But the missus is going to understand how I mean, Mrs. knows I care about the youngins. Right?
I got you, but I want to bring a few things so we can get to you.
You're a youngin. You're a youngin, Agent.
For you, Shooter said that. Let's get the thing of it. I haven't been to Tasmania. I tried, but car got waterlogged.
That is a very good in joke. Yes, and more than 3 of my cousins live in Tasmania.
It's like a little island. It should be like Eucla. You know, it's on the bottom side, but it's like a big good.
I'm making that joke,
dude. I am going to do 24 hours at New Year's this year. I am going to rest before. We're going to do it all around the freaking world again. I thought it was fun last year. But I gotta plan on getting more rest and getting a little more health around.
It was actually fun, and you made very good jokes. But look,
the judge, all rise.
Hey,
all rise. Order in the court.
Judge.
Hello.
No.
Kennedy.
Okay.
But the thing is, you have not
says
lived.
You're the most southern, Hungry.
No, son of a bitch. Look, you have not lived in the Antipodes. All right. Now, guess what? Judge Finity, he is actually living in the Antipodes, so he gets it. It is. Right. No, he is. You didn't.
Yeah.
You did not know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. Okay. He will tell you where he lives. I am not going to say where he lives.
That's fine.
But I know where he lives. And it is, and he knows this word. This word is very important to science fiction and comics. It is adjacent to where I live, and he knows what the word adjacent means. So it is adjacent. And the missus knows what I mean as well. You know what adjacent means, Mrs.
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, speaking of the missus, let me jump over to her real quick. Mrs., how are you tonight? And please hit the like button, folks. We got 10 people. Go ahead, Mrs. Sorry.
I am okay. I am working on my show.
Good.
I played today, which was good. And so now I'm paying for it.
But you helped me get some more work done at Mom's house. So
yes, I did this evening.
And you got food.
And I went grocery shopping, so that was.
And you got payment in food. So.
Oh yes, I had a T-bone steak.
Payment in food. We call that barter here, Agent Atwood. We call it barter.
But Buddy said there's South and there's a creepy kid with a banjo South. Absolutely. A movie I will never watch in my life. I will not watch that thing. All right, missus. But let's get to the missus again real quick. All right.
And I do have to say an announcement that on Tuesday, I am not going to be available.
Okay.
Yay.
Because there is a new Mortal Kombat thing dropping, and I am not going to be showing up.
Oh, that's your excuse? That is your excuse? My excuse is you're going to be cutting off my bloody power in a couple of days.
Yep. Now, let me do this real quick. Let me get to the missus, though, real quick, because I want to get the
right
missus
on.
in the time she has here.
I'm just, I'm making a joke, Atwood. I know your sense of humor.
That is the most important franchise in my life.
Phantom Outsider said earlier tonight that today was John Houseman's birthday. You remember from the paper chase?
I love John Houseman.
Yes, Mrs. Did you know that?
Probably.
Yeah, because he was bringing up because he knows you weren't doing the weekend shows now. So
yeah, well, I do a birthday thing on my Discord. If anybody ever so desires to go over there and look at it, I put birthdays for every day.
Yep.
And I don't know. I was just going to look and see if I actually put John Houseman on here.
Here's a number. Hold on. Here's a number of them that Phantom Outsider said here. Tony Basil, who sang Mickey, is 79 today. And I'm like, in 81, she was 36 in that cheerleader outfit.
Dadman, do you remember? What? Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. Oh, Mickey.
Yeah. Yep. But not just that. Joan Jett.
Yes.
Joan Jett.
Oh my God, 66. Joan Jett. Oh my God.
This is where I have trouble on the delays. But Joan Jett is 66. Then he says that Scott Baio is 64.
Isn't that doesn't that hurt? Yeah.
This delay on this sometimes is. This is why I didn't mute that one time when Hungry says I was attacked by the laundry machine. Scott Baio, 64.
God, that was horrible.
Hunt, 63. Yes. And Billy Piper. Let's see if it'll flip there. Okay. Rose from Doctor Who is 44. God, I double clicked too times. Laura Vandervoort, who was Supergirl in Smallville, is 40. You know about this?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, I do. They're all on my list. And Andrea Bocelli,
I love Andrea Bocelli.
He was born in 1958. I don't know how old he is now, but he's old.
No.
Have you heard his version of Can't Help Falling in Love live? No. Oh my God.
But by the way, Pune's cat, isn't he dead? Welcome, Pune's cat. Yeah, he's dead. It's just it's the day of his birth. So Buddy said his big day is Thursday with the new Zelda.
Hey, did they say Ashley Eckstein? Did you say that one?
No, it's not one he said. I'm just pointing out the ones that he did say.
Well, Ashley Eckstein's birthday.
Today?
Is on the 22nd. Is that today? Yeah.
Yep, still today.
And you know who she is, don't you?
She's the real Asaka Tano, not this.
Yes,
other
she
crap.
is.
Yep.
She is Asaka Tano. None of those others are.
Now, I do have to bring this up for Hungry's behalf. Remember, UCLA has been, according to Phantom Outsider, this happened live on the New Year's stream. Remember, UCLA has been banished to 2023. They aren't allowed out of that year till they go New Year's on the hour, no more on quarter or that half hour crap. In September.
That's actually really funny. I love that.
Hunger, I'm just wanting to tell you that Mortal Kombat for me is like Star Wars for Dadman.
Okay, that puts it in perspective. That really puts it in perspective. Okay, but you have to understand that a Spanish or Italian horror movie made between 1967 and 1977 is for me like that movie you made me watch, and you know the movie I'm talking about.
Yeah, Blood Widow, yeah.
Right? And yeah, and you know, Dadman, give me a moment here. When I talked to Atwood privately, I had a lot of compliments for that movie. I had complaints, but I had compliments.
That's one of those really low budget movies that is bad, but you can enjoy it.
Oh my God, so low budget. So low budget. But I do honestly really appreciate the fact that, I mean, they've been trying, Atwood, they've been trying to make the sequel for like over 9 years now.
Well, folks, let's please hit that like button. We got between 10 and 11. We got 8 likes.
Yeah,
hit that like button. Yeah, exactly. Hungry.
It is now 11:30, so I can now go into my Cleric of Chaos persona. So,
no, wait, well, here we go.
That's good. I like that.
Let's see. Blood and Black Lace from 64 is a great gallo to watch. What is
You don't know about that movie?
No, I don't know about movies. Hungry? Dang, what's wrong with you?
You got to think, Hungry. He hasn't even seen Forrest Gump.
I refuse to watch Forrest Gump. I think it's an anti-Western, anti-American piece of crap. Poor good guy taking advantage of some hoe, hippie hoe. You know, screw her hippies. Screw hippies. Screw hippies. I know. I mean, that's all I needed to freaking know that I didn't want to watch that. It was bad enough they got damn role played in it, you know. But then the hippie gal, you know, just like screw it, you know. I'm like, oh,
look, I will not.
That premise of that movie bothered me, and from things that Mrs. had said about Jenny and stuff like that, it bothered me. I just do not want to watch a movie like that.
There was a meme, and it was a picture of a dating profile, and someone had named their daughter Jenny, and they spelled it Jenay, and in her description she put, "You get one joke to fly." You get one joke.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but the missus will understand what I'm talking about. Look, sometimes you got to go with a movie that's a little bit deeper, particularly if it's a genre film, right, Mrs.?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're going to talk about horror, and I swear to God, before I die, Atwood, you are going to see the film called Noroi. And I know the missus has seen Noroi.
Nope, have not. I am not a horror. I do not watch a lot of horror. I do watch some. I know about a lot. Nope, I did not. Sorry.
May want some of them French fried potatoes.
Oh no! Wait a second. This is actually eruption, and that is a southern term. That is south of the Mason-Dixon line.
By the way, Bonnie Hunt, not Helen Hunt. So
Hungry, I still haven't gotten her to see the Invisible Man from 2020, so you know that's something.
Holy crap! Okay, now wait a minute. I don't have
enough time to even do my freaking show, and you want me to watch damn movies too. Hey.
Right on, Mrs. But Mrs. We have talked about certain Asian shows we like and certain Asian movies we like. If you see Noroi, colon, not semicolon, colon, ... vertical, The Curse. Okay, it's going to be a movie you and I can talk about.
Okay.
Dadman is going to get freaked out about it. We can't talk about it.
Okay.
Why are you out?
You will love it. Cat? You will love it. It's on archive.org.
Putin's cat, why are you out? What's wrong? I mean, it's like we're just kind of screwing around like we always do. but I don't know.
Mutants, come on.
Like,
We're just
like,
talking
whatever.
about we're just talking about non-American, somewhat British movies. That's all we're
Somewhat
talking
British.
about.
You mean Australian? Australian or Canadian? Almost British.
I love Canadian movies. I mean, the Canucks, they make Cronenberg.
Sashi. That's true horror.
I do have to tell you, Hungry.
Hold on 1 second, Howard. Hold 1 second, Howard. Mrs., you can help me with this. Sashi said, I don't watch horror either. When I want to experience horror, I check my bank balance. Sashi, Mrs. was with me. Well, wait. Mrs. was with me one day. The bank, our credit union, had done a system changeover and had been messing stuff up. I mean, like, I didn't get paid or what, just the things, but literally the day they converted, you could see my bank started at it was at one level. It went down to almost zero, up to whatever, down, up, down. It was like the stock market. Go ahead, Mrs.
That was a true horror thing, because we're sitting here and we're literally watching money leaving our account, money going back in, it going up, it going down, and it did it for. It wasn't just
hours. Hours.
It did it. Yeah, and we're just like, I wonder if we're going to have money when it's all over.
Yeah, it was like an EKG machine. The ups and downs. It's crazy. So.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just give a little bit of respect to my fellow countryman, Shooty, who is the cassowary, not the emu. Okay, because you don't want to fuck with Shooty. All right. The thing is, and swear jar. I know, swear jar. I get it.
It's 11:30. It's 11:30. He can say what he wants at this point.
I know, but Hungry is so prim and proper usually. And it's
I know I am.
Wow.
Now, but Shooty will know that there is the proper cassowary horror film. The proper cassowary horror film. So that is like body melt. Okay,
look at this
body melt versus Lake Mungo. Lake Mungo can lick the hot sauce off my hairy tamale. That is not a horror film.
Shooter said, what do you call Australian horror movies? We call documentaries. So.
Yeah.
Hungry. Speaking of David Cronenberg, he was in a TV show a couple years ago that we talked about.
Hungry.
That we talked about last night. He is in season 4 of the TV show Slasher. If you did not know, he is a main character in that season.
Well, he's done slasher movies, but let's look. Let's be honest. Look,
but it's a whodunit.
Your birthday week.
What slasher is not. It's not a slasher movie. It's a TV show that's a whodunit. That's the name of it.
Whodunit.
And
I'm going back to I'm going back to Forrest Gump real quick because Be From Home. This is another reason why I hate to see a movie. Jenny, friends. If you ever been friend zoned, it sucks. By a chick. Friends and Forrest, she had been run through. Then after she had run out of guys, she went back long enough to get knocked up. Yeah. It's like And then he said, what a trashy hoe. Oh, by the way, you do swear with your pinky up, Hungry.
Yeah, there is a theory that the kid that you see at the end of Forrest Gump isn't actually Forrest; it's actually somebody else's, and she didn't get a paternity test.
Oh.
But I just want to say this to Havoc. I'm recognizing the name you're using tonight. Okay, all right, Havoc. All right, and that also applies to comic books and everything else. Okay.
Yep.
Slasher, and we are never going to agree on this, but arguing is a way for genetics and biology and evolution to progress. Okay? Mm-hmm. Your generation has to argue with my generation for things to progress. So my attitude, and you can slaughter me. That's a slasher term. You can slaughter me on this one.
Well,
all right,
wait.
What?
Sorry. Don't
wait. Let me just finish the damn point for once.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. The thing about a slasher film is it is not anybody, and the missus understands this. It is not anybody with any supernatural power. It is not anyone with any science fiction power. It's not a Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley story. It is not someone with a 220 IQ, which is the equivalent of the original Phantom of the Opera in the novel. I mean, a slasher film is just a dumb guy with a fucking mask with a blade.
No, get out. Get out.
Get
out.
Get out.
Get out.
We got another
Get out.
We got another. No, Hungry. The only thing I was going to say to you, I contest your premise, though. If everybody would just leave us alone and listen to our generation, things would be fine.
Not always.
Not our generation. Screw these young hippies.
Hey, Hungry. You got to think about it this way, though, Hungry, or Dadman. Who's the one that raised this generation?
Actually, it was the boomers, because Generation X was leaving you up to the grandparents, Havoc, and you know that.
So,
you can't complain about my generation. You can complain about the boomers.
It's not exactly our fault. So
no, I'm not saying it's your fault, but I am saying you have not accepted the responsibility to read the novels that led to the original 1920s black and white silent horror films that led to the Universal horror films. And you do not, Atwood, tell me the silent horror films you've seen.
I have seen Phantom of the Opera. I have seen Nosferatu.
One.
And Nosferatu.
Look what we started.
Have you seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame? Yes or no?
Yes, once, a very long time ago.
Not the Disney
version.
Did
you watch all of it? Did you fall asleep?
Yes, another one I did like was The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
That's not a horror film. That's psychological suspense thriller, for fuck's sake.
It's psychological horror.
Golly, Hungry. Wow, we got to put Hungry on a counter from now on and see the overheaders and the upwards.
It's going to piss me off.
I know.
It's still a horror movie.
Look what we started with the generational talk.
Have you seen Haxan? Have you seen Haxan?
Outsider in here. Young people, get off our lawn.
Yeah, that is my motto. Look, if I could bother to get a tattoo, I would have that across my chest and wear it without a shirt.
Atwood, what about the question? Is that you asked if Atwood had seen something specifically?
I didn't say they aren't slashers, but what annoys me is that just because they're a slasher does not make them a big dumb person with a mask. You can't.
I didn't say they were dumb. I just said they were not horror.
Give me a playback. He said big dumb guy with a mask. Did he not?
What? What did you say?
You said a big dumb guy. You said a horror movie slasher is a big dumb guy with a mask. That's exactly what you said.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to back off from that. I mean, a guy with a mask who can pick up anything from my fucking kitchen. Okay, that is not a monster. That is not a horror movie. That is just a guy who's got a bloody psychological complaint that he has to deal with.
So you're telling me that Freddy Krueger is some big dumb guy?
No, because Freddy Krueger actually was given a supernatural new life.
Okay,
Freddy Krueger is not. No, Atwood, come on. Freddy Krueger is dealing with a whole way of going into people's dreams. That is not something that some dumbass I have to deal with. If a cop comes into my home and says, "Did you witness this situation?" That is not a cop situation.
But see, that goes back to my point, Hungry. Not all slashers are big dumb guys with masks.
No, but Freddy Krueger, going back to your example, is not a dumb guy with a mask. It is a guy who ended up being supernatural and had a lot more than just being a man who made.
Might I add?
Okay, I gotta get in here for a little bit.
You're wrong. I love you, but you're wrong.
No, Quote me if I'm wrong, but he is literally nicknamed the Springwood Slasher.
All right.
At the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
But,
okay. Yep. Hurry up. Come on. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's still a slasher nonetheless.
No, he is not. He is a supernatural entity.
He's a
Yeah,
slasher.
I agree. He's not a slasher. I agree with Hungry. He's a supernatural entity because he does not die normally. He cannot be killed and does not die normally. He's not a slasher. He's a supernatural entity.
Look,
that's it. Give me a second though. I need to say hey to Wade. You say hi to a few people. Hey Wade, give me a second. I want to say hi to a couple people so we don't fall through.
Right.
Hey, yes, Wade. Unfortunately, the Gators won yesterday. One more reason they're going to feel fake better than they really are. Cue Star Trek fight music. There you go. Exactly. We love debates on here. And Phantom said Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers are those big guys. And then Freddy is Freddy is a threat to enter the realm of dreams, which means he's on a different plane, though.
But Dadman, he has no power over anyone who does not sleep.
That's supernatural. That's not a slasher. A slasher is like a Michael Myers, somebody physical that's tangible.
The definition of a slasher is a horror movie, especially one in which victims are slashed with knives or razors. That is exactly what Freddy is.
But he's
no,
something completely else.
Atwood, you are forgetting the person who was terrified of cockroaches who got put into the Roach Motel. And you love that movie.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You can be a supernatural being and still be a slasher. It doesn't.
You're contradicting yourself.
No,
Shooter. Good to see you for as long as we had you. Hopefully you can make it back.
You can You can be two things at once, Hungry.
Oh dear God.
You can be two things at once.
Right, so you can be supernatural, which is horror, and you can be slasher, which is a dumb guy with knives.
No.
Yep.
So you just contradicted yourself because Freddy Krueger has knives for hands, making him a dumb guy with knives.
Before he died and before he became a tragic soul. And do you know the word revenant? Yes or no, without looking it up?
Yes, Yes, I do know what a revenant is. It's an undead person of their former self.
No, it's more than that. It's a person who is considered to be killed in an unwarranted fashion.
Who's brought back as the more evil, that brings out all the evilness in themselves, and that's
that's D&D shit. That's role-playing shit.
Y'all got
the term actually goes back to the 1700s in France, and I studied this. You have not.
How would you know? You don't know.
Well,
I do know because I studied it, and I dated a chick from France who actually went into this crap.
You come from France. Hey, Curtis, good to see you tonight. I'm sorry you can't.
And the only reason I'm arguing with you is to prove your intellect. Okay?
Agree to disagree.
Other people do not hit the like button. Make sure you hit like because of this rampaging.
If we do not debate, all right, and debate is not the same as arguing. You accept that, right, Atwood?
Yes, but here's the thing. I want you to think about this. Jason Voorhees, okay? He is an undead revenant.
Eventually, but not in the first two films.
Okay, guys, you got till I'm going to go get an ice cream, and I'll be back. Y'all got there, and then we'll move on to another topic. We got to move off this one.
Okay, I'm looking.
Go ahead, Mrs.
I actually looked up defined slasher, and everywhere I've looked, it says, take this for what you want. A slasher movie is a horror subgenre that involves the murdering of a number of people by a psychopathic killer, typically via a knife or bladed tool. In general, just let me finish. In general, the horror genre is known for its fear, violence, and terror. It will typically feature a menacing villain, whether it be a monster or a supernatural evil spirit, for example. But a slasher movie specifically can prey on audience most palatable fear. It boils, I'm sorry, the ad thing came up. It boils down the horror genre into simple terms: a crazed killer with a crude weapon on the hunt for blood.
Which is basically on our news feed every week, right, Mrs.?
Yes.
But it said that it can be a villain or a monster or a supernatural evil spirit.
Exactly.
Now, yes, but that Mrs.
But
going back to
but
the original definition at the beginning of what you said, they were talking about the overall definition of horror, and then they moved down to the subgenre.
It's still a definition.
No, the very first thing was the slasher movie subgenre, and
subgenre. There you go.
It's still a genre of horror.
Right,
but what does subgenre mean, Mrs.? What does subgenre?
But you're talking about slasher. Your whole argument was on slasher, not horror.
Yes.
It was on slasher, and you
said, which is a subgenre of horror, not the genre of horror.
Right, but you said that a slasher movie, if they're a supernatural, it cannot be a slasher movie.
Well, so does Phantom Outsider. Big dumb guys running around slashing using supernatural powers doesn't fall into the specific description.
Yes.
Thank you, Fancy.
He also said 10 great slasher movies examples: Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween,
not a horror movie,
Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street,
worse.
It
doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter. It's the fact. It's how you do it, and whether Freddy slashes people with their dreams. That's how he does it.
Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Oh,
Sashi, thank God I have peanuts for the stream. Yes,
we are going off our nut tonight, aren't we, Mrs.?
Yeah, but we do need to get this topic to the end before I fall asleep, because me in horror. But you guys yelling is pretty good. So, but hey, but I do.
I mean, honestly, look, dude, you don't like slasher or horror. You don't like either.
No, I don't. I don't like. I take war movies and stuff like that, but just I don't know, these type of slasher horror movies. I don't know. It just seeing real people fake death like that, like the Jason movies, the Michael Myers movies.
Well, I
always have problems with those type of representations and visualizations.
Well, the reason
part of my problem.
And I think most of the reason, this is not the only reason. I'm not saying this is the only reason, but a big reason is that that it is one of the only genres left that consistently uses practical effects, and that's what people love. And people love practical effects because they know it's not real. They know it's not. And they can just go and tune out and just sit here and have fun. That's what people like about it.
Right on.
They like the practical effects. You don't have to worry about going to the horrible 2010 version of the Wolfman with that horrible CGI.
Oh God, no! You did not mention that. Oh my God! Oh my God, that movie! I am totally in agreement. My God!
10 likes. Hit the like button, everybody.
Or don't even get me started on Madam Web. Don't even get me started on Madam Web. We won't talk about that.
That's a good topic to have on a full horror discussion, and you guys can fight it out there yourself.
That's one of the reasons people love practical effects.
Well,
yep.
Well, discussion. You two guys, Mrs. I'm going to come to you though. Hungry. You get the first. Hungry and Allie, you both get the last thoughts, Mrs. While they're talking on their final thought. What is something you'd like to talk about tonight? But you be thinking while they're going. If there's anything, you can talk about birthdays, talk about yourself, your show. All right. Hungry, and give me a number 1 through 10.
With what?
No, give me a number 1 through 10. I got a number in my mind. You pick a number 1 to 10.
7.
Okay, At would you pick?
3.
Okay, Atwood, do you want to go first or second? You win. It was 4. So do you want Hungry to go first, or do you want the last word?
Fine, I'll get the last word.
Okay, Hungry, Joe, you got a minute.
About what?
What you guys just been arguing about?
Well, 1 minute.
Right on,
the topic.
Right on. Okay. I'm trying to put in something to Atwood in the private chat, but since I've been called on, my definition of horror, and this is also, I mean, we talked about this on this channel numerous times, is very similar to science fantasy versus science fiction. Very different. So if you look at something that is science fantasy, it's about the concept behind it. And it often involves something that is incredibly non-human. So and I will have a private comment in the private chat for you. Okay. All right.
Atwood.
I will have that. But honestly, look, the first Friday the 13th movie, I do not consider in any way a horror film. I consider it a slasher film. And it is a good slasher film. And also, I do not consider slasher, if it is well done, to be less than a horror film. I don't.
Okay, time up. All right, Atwood.
Okay.
You're on the clock.
Okay, so just because it's a slasher film, it's still a type of horror film. For example, that's like saying Dracula is not a horror film. It is in fact a horror film. Hang on, it is a subgenre of horror movie, different from a slasher movie, but it is still a horror film because it focuses on bringing out that fear in the viewer. And for example, and another thing with Nightmare on Elm Street, yes, he does it differently with supernatural elements, but he still slashes in his own way. It's his own way of doing it. Yes, it's not Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees or someone like that, but it is still nonetheless a slasher movie because what is he doing? He's going around killing teenagers with his razor hands.
Damn it!
Okay. Well, that's Atwood. Yay! All right. The debate to be continued. You guys really need to go on Atwood's channel when I have a big, long drum.
That debate is going to last 3 hours at least, and I don't think Atwood has the energy. I do.
Yes, I do.
The challenge.
We'll do it.
The only thing I'm concerned about is your voice.
Pardon?
The only thing I'm concerned about is your voice.
You losing your voice.
That was very considerate of you, Atwood. That was very considerate of you. Because you know what? You and other people know about how I can lose my voice. So I do appreciate that. But look, I will argue with you until I sound like George C. Scott from The Changeling, which is one of the ultimate horror films.
I thought you were going to talk like Mr. Howdy. Good to see y'all.
Hi,
We got 10 people watching.
You're going to start using
this now.
You're going to start using Ghostface voice changer. You're going to be like, I want to play a game.
All right, Mrs. How are you tonight? What did you have did you have a thought about something you would like to talk about tonight?
No. No, I really don't. I don't.
No.
I don't. No.
Well,
I use all
You don't know.
I use all my energy for my morning show.
Well, let me tell you,
that's true.
Howdy ho!
Mrs., you have said this on 5 occasions. Okay, you forget things you've seen. You've said that.
Oh yeah, I do forget things I've seen.
So you've probably seen The Lake of Dracula, which is a fantastic Japanese vampire movie. and a horror movie. You probably saw it back around 1989.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah.
You probably had to show it for the television station you worked for.
I do. I look at. Sometimes I watch a show. I watched a series. It was a Japanese series, and it had like 16 episodes or something in it. I was at episode 13 before I realized I went, because I kept going, God, this looks familiar. And then all of a sudden I'm going, this is going to happen next. I said, shit, man, I watched this movie. I watched this show before. It took me 13 hours to figure out I watched that show again. So
that's too
I
funny.
kind of feel like Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates. You know, she only remembers
Wow.
that one day.
Yeah.
Hey, Hungry, look at my picture.
Well, that's
okay,
too funny.
look.
Need more makeup. So
I appreciate it for the movie, but I'm not sexually attracted to it.
Right.
The fourth movie was the fourth movie.
Yes, I am hiding the body. That's what we do around here. Mrs. got dirt on people. I had the bodies, but Mrs. So I know you did a lot today. Thank you for all that you did today, because we
Thank you,
got
Mrs.
some more cracked up stuff,
You're welcome.
and you know, and actually dealing with my mom was a really good thing. So it's all the, you know, like you said, the day was kind of wrecked in terms of like stream stuff, but you know, we did do a lot. I appreciate that very much.
Buddy said.
Yeah, oh, you just saw it. Yeah, that one. Well, Bucky says Mrs. has the dirt on her, so you know we kind of got to do things what we have to do around here. So a Phantom outsider does not like things that make sense. Let's go to Crystal Lake. Really, the camp where people keep getting killed? Nope. That's like,
well, I mean,
we had a commercial. It was Geico, whatever it is. It was an insurance commercial. And all these three teenagers were in a car, and it broke down outside of a house.
Okay.
And they're running, and they're looking. There's a garage with all these saws, hatchets, and stuff hanging from the ceiling. And they're like, oh wait, no, they're running and escaping. And then there's a garage with all these weapons and all this stuff there hanging from the ceiling. And a guy and a car like out there. They're like, oh, should we go take the car? No, let's go hide in.
Why can't we go hide in the running car?
Yeah. No, they went and hid in the garage, and then they show the killer guy with the chainsaw just like standing there shaking his head like, how
really?
these people doing? Yeah.
Okay, but Dadman, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Have you seen, and I mean watched without falling asleep, every moment of the first Friday the 13th movie?
No, I won't watch those movies. I was too young then. And honestly, as I've gotten older, I don't like that stuff in my head.
Okay, no, I get that.
I can watch I Am Legend, something with
like, oh God,
no. I'm telling you what I can like, what I like. You know, I could watch something like that. I could watch a war movie, but like just something like that. I just thematically I can't. Texas Chainsaw, all this. I know.
I get it. It is the cruelty towards innocent people, right?
Right.
Okay, so when you're watching Guns of Navarone, when you're watching Guns of Navarone, correct me if I'm wrong, we've both seen that movie, right?
Yeah, been a while, but yeah,
it's been a while, and you have seen the Eagle Has Landed, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you've seen the Dirty Dozen. Pardon? What was that?
Yeah, but I can't play it. I know which one it is. I'll show you. Put the link in the private chat so Hungry can see it later. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have no problem with what you're saying.
Phantom Mass, I said, the Geico commercial, people in horror films make bad decisions. Let's hide in the attic, near the basement. How about use the running car? Are you crazy? Let's hide in the barn behind the chainsaw.
Why can't we just get in a running car?
But
I mean, put that link in for Hungry for later. But yeah, go ahead, Hungry.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, and we have to understand that there are horrific things that happened in wartime, but that is not the same thing as horror.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Not the same thing as horror. That's not the same thing as Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. That's not the same thing as Bram Stoker. That's not the same thing as the man who actually wrote The Phantom of the Opera.
Here's the question, and this is an honest to God question. What do you consider Psycho?
Pardon? What?
Psycho. What do you consider Psycho?
I consider it exactly what, and you're too young to remember this. You were not born, okay? I consider it what it was defined as in 1978 in Television Guide in the Americas, in America. And they referred to it in 1978 as a suspense psychological thriller. They did not call it a horror. That was Television Guide. So you have to understand your generation has different definitions to my generation.
But you got to think Television Guide is not always the most accurate source like usual.
Television Guide has gone on for more than 40 years, darling.
But then they got bought out. Then they got bought out by Pop Network.
Darling.
I am not your darling. Look, I am not your darling.
I adore you. I love hearing everything you're saying, but the fact of the matter is, you went full bore Zoomer there. Okay, you went full bore Zoomer. Not even millenniatard. You went Zoomer there. You were just like using a definition that doesn't really apply. You asked what I meant. Okay, I know what I saw in Television Guide, TV Guide. Okay, I know what they said. The definitions that came before you are the definitions that matter. You can't change that.
No, not always. Not always. No, and I'm being honest. Sometimes, yes, I agree, but sometimes you got to admit they are outdated to all hell.
When it comes to slasher versus horror, no, we're never going to agree on this. Never. So the film that you had me watch, tell the people in the audience what film that was, please.
Blood Widow.
Right. That is not a horror film. That is a person who suffered horrible abuse and then decided to carve people up film. There is a difference.
It is a slasher horror film. It's a
All right. Well, look, we're going to move on off that. We got to go to other topics.
And yet, but
don't put me to sleep. If y'all want to keep, what, Hungry?
Dadman, look, I mean, your younger child,
right?
You know who I mean? I'm talking about the Almighty Yang, right?
Of course, yep.
Okay, the Almighty Yang and I, Mrs., you know about this. We really do agree about the brilliance of Five Nights at Freddy's as a horror film.
Yeah, and NFTs and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. You and Ang agree on a lot of stuff.
Right. Yeah. And we do. And luckily there's going to be a sequel. It's actually in production now. It's in production now. Now that is a horror film. It is not a slasher film. That is a horror film.
Okay,
I still think Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a horror film, though.
So can you say this, just to let's wrap this up here. Can you say, and just yes or no, because we've heard all the arguments. Can you say that all slasher films are horror films, but not all horror films are slasher films?
Can
Because if you say slasher films are a subgenre, then slasher films are a subgenres. So all slasher films can be a horror film, but not all horror films are slasher films.
okay, so you're bringing up a definition
Yes or no?
discretion.
Yes or no?
Venn diagram. If there was a Venn diagram, would some
Slasher film. Look, Mrs., I have to just answer you honestly. Slasher films are not horror, but a horror film can have slasher elements in them.
Okay, real quick, and
Okay.
this is the last. I promise this is the last I'll say something about it. Dadman, on my screen, I'm showing TV God's website for Psycho. Look at what the genre says. I want you to look at what the genre says. It says drama.
Oh, for your generation.
No, TV Guide. This is TV Guide. Drama, suspense, and horror.
Drama suspense first.
Yes.
In order it says drama, horror,
horror to me has to have some kind of supernatural element in terms of something so scary. Like The Fly was like freaky because of whatever.
It does not have
Just
to
because you got a guy running around stabbing people doesn't make it a horror film.
Horror movie preys on people's fears. Horror movie preys on people's fears, and that is why it's not
anything can do that. No. But hey, arachnids. Look at Arachnophobia. Boy, that would be a horror movie to me, but is it really a horror film or not?
But see, here's the thing about that, Dadman. Here's the thing about that, Dadman. Horror.
I really want to move on, guys.
It focuses on preying on that fear. Yes, horror movies have horror elements in it, but
that's what's
focuses on
important to
those elements.
you. That's what's important to you, and I understand that. And look,
like horror being supernatural is what's important to you.
That's what I'm saying. Look, let me give you a compliment, please. You, whether I like it or not, or whether you like it or not, you are going to be the future of the horror audience. So you are going to decide when you are 25 years old. The missus knows what I'm talking about. So does Dadman, because you know what? When the Dadman is 65 years old, he's going to have to give up whatever work he's doing. All right? I have done horror comics. I've done horror illustration. I've been paid for it. But I'm retired now, Havoc. I'm retired now, Atwood. And in 5 years from now, your definition is going to be the deciding definition. But for now, we are not at that moment.
The definition,
because I think terms and meanings change over time, and basically with the culture and as times advance, is what happens. It happens all the time through history. And hail to Rod Thunderheart.
And yes, and I agree. Just Oxford's definition of horror is an intense feeling of fear, shock, or disgust. That disgust and shock is where the slasher movies come in. You are shocked by what you are witnessing in slasher films. You are disgusted by what you are seeing in horror films.
But see, I don't necessarily agree with all that stuff, no matter how they define it, because sometimes it's too brutal for me, and it's just like I just tune it out.
And that's fine.
It's not a point that it's whatever. It's just that it's so. I mean, if it's disgusting, you'd sort of want to see to watch it, but a lot of it, I'll turn it off if it's too much. All right,
and that's fine. That's why there are different genres. That's why there's different subgenres.
Okay. Now, Atwood, I have one question before we get off this topic.
Ask me in the private chat.
No, just go ahead. Finish it though now.
No, it has to be asked publicly. It has to.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
This is to Atwood.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider Hostel to be a horror film or a cheap-ass torture prawn film?
Both.
Holy crap. Okay.
Because it still preys on that disgust. It still tries to bring that disgust, fear out of people. It tries to make people go, oh my God, that's disgusting. But it still brings them back for more.
Right.
Do you feel the same way about the Saw franchise?
Let me cut it off there, right there. Hold on. Let me cut it off right there. People coming back for more. Many times I see that stuff, I turn the TV off or turn somewhere else because it doesn't have that effect on everybody, though.
But it brings that back to the practical effects. Some people love seeing those practical effects on screen, and people are like, "Wow, that's really cool. Let's see how can they improve on those effects."
But you're not looking at the emotional aspect of it or the metaphysical aspect of it.
And you asked me, Hungry. You said, "What about Saw?" I consider that. I consider that more of a horror movie than Hostel because Saw actually has a story and a plot, and it's interesting.
I agree.
If you can stand the graphic nature,
exactly.
If you can stand, I will not watch Saw. Period. I will not give it a chance. And Buddy says the horror elements set up the snuff shock films. All I've seen from Saw is a snuff film. And I tell you, I hate seeing people brutalized. I hate seeing death and stuff like that. And that's the thing is, it's not horror, though. It's slasher to me. Horror is like the psychological thing. In the Mouth of Madness was true horror.
And see, here's the big thing about
part of it is you did not know what was real. What was real, what was fantasy. And at the end, you're like, did everybody really die? Or why did they leave this one guy alive? You know?
And here's the thing with that. And here's the thing with that, Dad, man. You know, a lot of people who haven't seen these movies will have your thoughts on it, where all you see is a snuff film. Whereas if you haven't seen any of the first one, that's what you see. That's what I thought before I saw the movie. No. But then I'll go and see the movie, and I'm like, oh, this actually's got a plot. This makes kind of sense. This is kind of crazy. This makes sense.
Hold on. People can't get above the graphicness of what they see.
Hold on. You got to say, but see, one thing I do like about you, Dad.
We need to move on, though. We've got to find a different topic. We've been saying that for 20 minutes now. So
all right, I'll go private.
We're never going to get this done tonight.
One thing I do like about you, Dadman, is like you're not like you have your thoughts. But unlike some people, you're not going to go out and spread this information because you haven't seen it. So you're not going to sit here and just automatically assume. And that's what irritates me about some people that are going out there going, oh, that's all this is. No, it's not.
I like what Sashi said. I love your sister. Thanks for giving some love. Sashi.
Exactly,
come on, stupid thing.
Exactly.
I like, God, this thing. I'm discussing about Disney, Star Wars, and Modern Trek. They're my horror films. And Buddy hits it right here. Buddy hits it right. He doesn't watch most stuff as it falls into the torture porn snuff style. Exactly. And that's what I see with that stuff.
That's hostile to me. I can't.
What do you mean hostile?
The movie Hostel. I didn't like those. That's come from me. I didn't like them.
All right.
I didn't like.
Well, we need to move on. But I tell you what, the type of horror movies to me are like In the Mouth of Madness, I Am Legend. You didn't necessarily overdo the graphicness of it, but I tell you, it was not just some guy running around torturing people. It was actually
that's not what the movie is.
But it is when you see Saw and his real life human hurting people, or if you get some of the others like Michael Myers, who's a human at one point.
Okay, I'm going to say Saw is not. Saw is not like that. Saw is like they just don't randomly.
It's a horror. It's a horror soap.
Each person that gets punished in Saw.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say,
they deserve it.
They deserve to be punished. I hate saying it that way, but it's kind of like Dexter. Dexter only killed bad people.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like how Saw is. Yeah. And you don't have to like it, but it's not them just randomly torturing.
But to me, it's not horror. To me, it's not horror. The old Fly, in certain movies I name are the real horrors. Okay, we do need to move on. We've kicked this topic way too long, but great debate though. A lot of spirit. 13 people liked us. We got more people. Sci-Fi Mommy came in and said hello. Sorry I didn't say. I kind of got wrapped up in there, Sci-Fi Mommy, but good to see you tonight. I like what she said. Trust me, I've seen them all and I love them. Don't watch Saw. All right, got you there. But hey, you never know. But oh gosh. So, Mrs., did you ever come up with something that you wanted to kind of take?
Not really.
Talk about.
I don't. I don't know. I really no. I'm just I'll contribute.
Well, hey, what we just did? We watched Beetlejuice. I mean, would people consider that horror, comedy,
Well,
horror?
another thing, there's
Oh, would
levels
you
of it.
please get off the horror, that
I
Dadman?
know, but
Please, I'm
There's
begging you.
level of it.
Please
There's
don't say
levels
the
of
word
it.
again.
There's levels of it. There's
Yeah.
levels of it.
But I
That's
tell you what,
nothing.
I will still say, I don't know. But one thing we would talk about with that movie without the debate.
It was horrible, but I don't know if it was a horror.
There's levels of horror. There's levels of it.
Yeah, no, I'm being a little facetious.
Yeah, it was just not. It just was disappointing, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very disappointing. I agree with you on that.
It was like it was definitely not like the first one. Oh, hey, wait,
Exactly,
Admiral Teague, I hit the wrong button. Admiral Teague's come in, Admiral on deck. Hey, sometimes a serial killer possible to do nothing right, still achieve a favorable outcome. Words of wisdom, Admiral Teague. Good to see you tonight. Hope you're doing well. Of course, your Jets are still undefeated in the real New York Jets football league as of tonight. Oh my gosh, folks! Of course, the Dallas Cowboys suck. They lost again tonight after getting down big time. The Florida Gators ended up winning miraculously yesterday, but hey, let's fire the coach still. But hey, you know how that goes. Horrendously bad for us football fans.
Safa Mombi, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see.
I will say no. I'm not. I'll tell you in the chat. Safa Mombi.
I tagged you. Okay. No, tagged out on me at Saw 4. Wow. All I know is that one of the greatest experiences I ever had in the movie theater was not with my wife, but my mother-in-law. You remember this when you and the girls went to watch some other kids movie, right? Remember, Mrs.?
Uh-huh.
And your mom and I went to watch I Am Legend. Now, you can say what you want to with the movie, this, that, and another, but in a dark movie theater in total silence is the only way to have watched that movie, because it was like, I mean, my mother, I thought she was going to bruise my leg because it was like, dang, the jump scares and going crazy the whole time. It was fun. It was a action-packed movie, that I will say. Although when I took the missus, I bragged about the movie. Yeah, it was ruined because some lady couldn't quit laughing in the movie theater, 2 seats down.
Yeah.
It's because what do y'all think too about? We talked about music and its role to creating environment. The audience participation. Everybody focused on cell phones. But what about people laughing? And not necessarily talking, but they're laughing because they can't handle the horror. And I'm not trying to bring this back to horror.
That's why in a lot of Shakespeare dramas, especially if they get really tense, or in any drama for that, if they're really a tense thing, they do something to break. They do something funny. They have the comic relief. The people come and say something. And that kind of makes you laugh to break that, so that you can still deal with the rest of the play or the movie or whatever. And so, yeah, it probably was her nerves was causing her to laugh, because there was nothing. They never had anything there to break that tension enough for you to breathe. And so that's how, a lot of shows they have a little something, an aside said, or something just to kind of for you to go, ha, and it kind of breaks that tension. And it didn't have it in that movie. So that's probably why she laughed.
I think that in that case, that lady could not stand the horror and the scare.
That's what I'm saying. But there was nothing to break that tension, so that's what caused that.
Well, that's when you leave the movie theater. It's like when the person that had the baby. You remember that one where somebody took a kid in the car seat? It's like, oh gosh, that might have been Star Wars. I don't know, but let's say good morning to the great Mr. Angel.
Hello, Mr. Ray. Hello.
Always good to see you.
Great to see you.
Well, you know what? Still, it will never compare to the great movie I've not seen yet. And this is where Tina was here. But the great Soylent Green,
What?
I've never seen it, but I've heard about it all from my mother-in-law, who, because of the funeral home on one side of town and the restaurant on the other side of town, owned by the same family. You know, so it's like, but I understand it's like one of the classics of all time. We have Moses in it and things. You know,
Moses.
well, that's right. Yes, it's food. It's people is food. Food is people.
But it also has one of the greatest gangster actors of all time, going back to, 1940s. You're in Florida, okay? So you understand the Keys, all right?
Yep.
You know the islands, the Keys.
Yep.
Okay, so there is a certain dude in Soylent Green who's talking to Charlton Heston and saying, "Have you ever tried jam?" And he does not know what jam is, because you know what? He's only been dealing with those little wafers. Those little wafers, and I'm not going to spoil the movie, Dad Man. I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, I've already spoiled it. I know he's never going to watch it, so I told him.
All right, Mrs. So, Dadman knows where the wafers come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know,
they come from the funeral home.
And if Mommy is still with us, that's kind of similar to what's going on with Phantasm 1979.
Watch for the ball. The ball.
Yeah, watch for the ball. Oh my God, I love the silver ball. I love the silver ball. I adore Phantasm 79. I like some of the sequels, Mrs. Not all of them. But when we were looking at Soylent Green, it is conceptual sci-fi horror, right?
Okay.
Because it's
I'm not arguing about horror anymore. Yeah, I got it.
Oh no, we're not going to talk about that. But
yeah, Mr. Angel, who's put ketchup on my Soylent Green steak? Barbaric. So of course we get this in here that the of course delay here. Soylent Green is good, especially Edward G. Robinson. Oh gosh, Phantom Outsider. Remember, your Soylent Green, your taste experience does differ from person to person. LOL. Oh,
I heard it tastes like chicken.
Yeah, so, but that's so. It's one of the movie. It's one of many movies I have to watch. I've been told to watch, and it's just I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, oh gosh, Mr. Angel's on fire tonight. Let's see if it pops up here. There we go. 8 out of 10 housewives recommend Soylent Green. The other 2 still use the fresh product. Oh my gosh.
Ow!
And Sci-Fi Mommy is working in her Futurama references in there somewhere. That's nice. That's nice. So, well, I think we're going to go about a few more minutes. So we're about at 90 minutes tonight. It's
by the way, as of this moment, you have 670 subscribers. As of this moment.
Woohoo! Thank you to whoever resubbed.
Right on, Atwood. Right on.
Or thank you, Atwood, and or thank you to YouTube for giving one back. I will tell you that
giving one back.
I don't know, dude. It's been like that day with a bank account up and down on 670. Now everybody's getting these like 1,000, like 500. Mrs. and I got one more night where we got several hundred views. It was the weirdest thing, and we were mocking it, having fun the whole time. But it's like, man, I was sucked so bad because it's like, well, we're still stuck at 670, but it's fine because what I say at the end of the day, it's about you guys in the chat. You guys coming on and have fun with us, and things like Buddy Hepburn talking about Domino's Pizza. Thought it tastes like Domino's Pizza Box. And hello to the Peter Venkman's fan site.
Hello.
How are you today? Yes. And Crap, it bounced down. Playing Down Under is here today. Hello. Good to see
All
you.
right.
Playing Down Under. What?
Guys, it is. I think it's that time of the
Okay,
night.
go ahead. And,
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
If nothing else, can I at least show this one clip that I'm showing to?
No, I'd rather not tonight. It's okay.
So okay, then
Right.
may chaos break the rules that bind my friends.
Oh, that clip. Okay, hold on. I didn't know which clip it was. Hold on. What do you say? Now you can bring it up here.
That bind my friend.
Yes.
Yes. Good night, guys. I love you. What?
I'm actually not seeing a clip here. I'm seeing a little itty bitty rectangle at the top of the screen.
That's it. That's the best you can get.
All right, but Atwood, okay, I have messed with you a little bit tonight. That is so you can take over the horror genre 10 years from now. Do you understand?
Yes. Right. Well, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I'm going to say goodbye, guys.
Go get some rest, Atwood.
Yeah. I gotta get ready for tomorrow. So
rest and learn. Rest and learn.
Make sure y'all smash that like button also too, folks. We're at 14.
Hit that like button, or I'll have to come in, or the Cleric of Chaos will have to come and get you. Don't do that.
There you go.
Don't. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Birthday boy plus 2 days. So, but by the way, also like I said, Playing Down Unders here. Good day. How are you going? What a strike a light. G'day, and how you going? Just say g'day. There you go. How about a Foster's from here? Australian from here, right?
You bitch.
God, you
know how I hate that
and stuff like I know, but like the Peter Venkman fan site, So
I mean, if you really want to go with a cheap Australian beer, go with Tooheys. Playing Down Under knows what I mean by a Tooheys. A Tooheys Blue.
Oh my gosh! Remember there were Soylent Yellow soybeans, Soylent Red animal carcasses. Yeah. So with Soylent Red, they were eating the pets.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. That is, and as Buddy says, he came from a land down under.
Buddy, don't do that to me.
Thunder. Oh, Sci-Fi, take care. Good night to you. Got to get up at 5.
Night-o, and also Mumbai. If you don't watch Vi in the next 2 days, I'm going to send you a link, and you know what I mean. You, Dadman, do not watch Vi. Don't do it. Don't do it.
What's Vibe?
Vi was the first scary movie, supernatural horror movie that was allowed after the rise of the Berlin Wall, the Iron Curtain. So it is historically important. It is very historically important. And it is a late 1960s movie.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Angel said, try Soylent Gray made with real concrete, not the artificial stuff. Extra crunchy.
I'm not going to explain why I'm laughing. Mr. A knows why I'm laughing.
Foster sucks, LO. Sounds like you need some Weetabix. So, all right. Soylent Gray was thought to be plankton, yes.
Buddy, nicely said.
Yeah, plankton from SpongeBob. You know? Oh my gosh. So, all right. Well, it looks like this week we got coming up. We'll go a few minutes if we can come up with a couple more topics. We got some people just coming in a little bit. But looking forward, Tuesday night, we've got JT Kirk and Daisy Blossom. Actually, my co-host Daisy Blossom, our special guest JT Kirk, talking about Star Trek 6: The Undiscovered Country.
A good movie.
Star Trek movies with the original cast in it.
Have you seen it?
Cast. I have seen it. It actually was my favorite of all of them, although I didn't watch all of them. I mean, I still like it better. I still like it better than Wrath of Khan, but I did learn to appreciate Wrath of Khan.
What? What?
Oh, what?
You
What?
like it better than the
Yeah,
Wrath of
I think
Khan?
I could relate more to the Cold War issues, and I just
Okay,
was like,
fair enough.
And it did have the other had bang bang pew pew, but this one seemed to have even more bang bang pew pew. So sorry.
you had to bring up the bang bang pew pew, didn't you?
Well, look at this. This one was a piece of shit, from what I remember. So. Anyway.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with
Okay.
you. There's a difference.
Well, Mr. Angel says
Henry,
I did.
Hungry.
Yeah?
He's not laughing.
Mrs. Look, you've tried to get him to look at deep shit on the television on occasion. You know where I'm going with this.
I know.
I look. I do appreciate.
Phantom Outsider laughed. He pulled the con. Dadman walking 55.
But
yeah,
Mrs.
I'm just messing with you. Because that's a joke. That's a joke that I said. They go, "Oh, I'm laughing with you," and I look at him. I go, "But I'm not laughing."
I know.
It's just a joke we say. It's
but he likes Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
He does enjoy Police Academy, which the first movie was deep. It was satire. Okay, it was satire. It was not farce, and he enjoyed pillaging the village. Okay, so Mrs. Look, the Dadman is not
bang,
dumb.
bang, pew, pew, I love you
dumb.
without the car. This sounds like a Wiggles song.
But
the greatest product from Australia is the Wiggles, the original Wiggles.
Son of a bitch!
I love the Wiggles. What? Don't you diss my Wiggles?
Yeah.
Wake up, Jeff!
Yeah. Chug a big red car. Yeah, our kids grew up on the Wiggles. So did Bucky. You know, our friends. Yeah.
There's going to be a day a year from now, when I'm going to show you the real Aussie shit. Okay, the real Aussie stuff. Oh, and that is not what you were used to.
Well, it gets better. The friggin' Canadians gave us the Doodle Bops.
Yeah.
We did get to see them free at Disney because it's part of our paid admission.
I love the Doodle Bops too.
Dee Dee was hot, you know.
She was.
Nothing like clown makeup, you know. Oh God, come on. Y'all gotta like the Wiggles. You exported it. You got Men at Work with your national anthem Down Under. And now you got the Wiggles for kids' entertainment. So
are you trying to make me have a heart attack?
I think
no, I'm serious.
The Wiggles are awesome though.
No, they're not.
The Teletubbies.
Yes,
no, they're not.
Teletubbies were. What country was Teletubbies on? I can't remember. The Teletubbies. Was that a U.S. or Canadian production?
No, that was British.
British.
Thank you, buddy. The Bugaloos. Okay, the
Bugaloos are awesome too. I like
the Bugaloos. The only Bugaloo I know is Electric Boogaloo. But,
you bloody bastard!
What?
Okay,
I'm not bloody.
The missus knows what I'm talking about. We have seen the Bugaloos.
But Play Down Under said that's why he said that's why we export Fosters.
You just love hearing me be in pain, don't you?
Of course, awesome. Oh gosh. Phantom Outsider. Canadians invented curling as a way to encourage Canadians to keep.
Wait a second. Did you just say it was awesome to hear me in pain?
Yes, it is. I'm waiting for you to still blow a lung out one day. We've got the Australian 911 on the hotline for you.
Okay, Mrs. you've seen a lot more Sid and Marty Krofft than he has, haven't you?
Probably.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Bugaloos, Sid and Marty Krofft.
Yeah.
We know, Mrs. We know. We're going to let him be how
Good
he
night,
is
Rod.
going to be.
But
Good night, Rod.
Hungry, you got to understand. I also like the banana splits, so
Oh, I love them.
they're hilarious. Ah,
You're
and
going
the
full Dr.
chipmunks,
Smith. The pain.
chipmunk private, the chipmunks that they did. Did you? Oh gosh, what are they called? They used chipmunks and they were like private eyes and all this stuff. You remember them?
Hey,
Yes,
understand we gotta go to bed.
I do. I do. But
But
can
I
I
can't
just, Mrs.?
Yeah, I just was trying to remember them.
I just have to compliment Buddy here because Buddy is much younger than me. And I have to show respect to the joke Buddy made. Oh, the pain, the pain. Will, my boy, my back, my delicate back. Oh, my lumbago, my lumbago. Oh,
was
Will,
that,
my boy.
Robinson,
Yes.
Yes, I will. Robinson. Mrs. D, can you pull up Bugaloos or would that throw you off what you're doing right now?
No, give me a second.
Yeah. Oh, but Peter Venkman fan site, you could experience Barney even at Universal Studios years ago. I love you. You love me.
Oh, and the kids did like that. Oh God,
Yeah, exactly.
Barney can just
down
die.
on the farm, down on the. Remember that? Oh God, it was so.
I agree. Land of the Lost is completely underrated. I wish. That's a series. I wish we could get.
It was the father's birthday not long ago. What am I looking up? Oh, Bugaloos.
Bugaloos. Yes. Yes. Oh, Mrs.
But what?
I just had a little hiccup right there.
What?
I had a little hiccup right there. So, but Mr. Angel's got the latest in Fortnite right now. Oh God, my
you
computer.
Do know that I can't see anything because I'm looking something.
No,
up.
he's okay. He said, Mr. Angel said, imagine a Teletubby skin in Fortnite.
They do have some of their creative stuff. They have a Teletubby horror.
Oh my gosh!
Game.
I don't want to. No Teletubbies, Mrs. Bugaloos. I mean,
no, he was saying something about Teletubbies. I was saying that they actually do have something in Fortnite that's Teletubbies.
That's okay, but I mean, Martha Ray was in the Bugaloos.
Wait, I thought Martha Ray was a Paladin spokeslady.
Yes, and she was in the Bugaloos.
Okay, here's the Bugaloos. Let me. I got to figure out how to do this now. Oh God, you're so screwing me up. Over here. Okay, let me. Oh crap, I've lost it. Let me find it again. There it is. Okay, and we're gonna do this and do that, and then do this and then do that, and here we go. And there's the Bugaloos. That is the Bugaloos.
Oh, look at the little gumdrop haircut.
Mm-hmm.
That was adorable in 1971. That was adorable. Actually, everybody in the show was adorable. I take it that you'll get slammed by YouTube if you try to show anything musical, because it was a musical show, right, Mrs.?
Yeah, but there was another show that was a musical show, and what was it, Dadman, that we actually watched and it was horrible? Oh, the one with Henrietta Hippo. Oh, the News Review. Oh my God! Oh my gosh! When we watched that, it did not age well. It was actually painful. No. I would have rather had taken someone and taken needles and shoved them into my hand than watch that movie show ever again.
I hear you. But the Bugaloos musically were very apt and very adroit. And I would not be surprised, Mrs. This is not a joke. Please do not think I'm being bitchy. Okay? I would not be surprised if somebody under the age of 25 starts doing some Bugaloo songs.
I could see that. I'm going to look on YouTube and see if I can find it, and I'll pop a link in for someone to, if they wanted to watch
Okay.
the Bugaloo's.
All right. It used to be
There you
showed,
go.
or I
Oh,
should
wow.
say,
We drifted off into this.
what was that, man?
Yes. No, I'm sorry. We hit a new topic. My computer's. I think the Wi-Fi is getting glitchy here right now.
Oh, okay.
So can you hear me?
I mean,
Oh,
with the
poor
Bugaloo,
Sparky.
Mrs.
Okay, here.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm watching it. I'm watching
Yeah,
the
can you hear me
Bugaloo's
now?
right now. I can hear you. Here's the Bugaloo's.
The music is good.
Yeah. Okay. But by the way, I like. Yeah. Okay.
These just woof a try.
Are you sharing it,
Sparky?
Mrs.?
Huh? I'm not sharing it. I just put a link in. Yeah, why don't you don't want to get copyright
All right.
struck, so I can share the link.
Oh yeah, Phantom Outsider said Emmy Joe was the draw on New Zoo Review. Exactly.
Oh my gosh, she
Absolutely.
sang, but man, she sang, and it was like take and shove cement in my ears. It was awful. Oh, oh my!
The trees,
best.
the glass,
It was like
birds.
this is like it was. The wind is blowing. The grass is growing.
Hey, Mrs. I have to ask you a question. Okay, because you're a little bit older than Dadman and I. Okay.
Mhm.
Looking at that gumdrop haircut from 1972. Did you ever have that when you were about 5 or 6 years
No,
old?
I did not because my hair was curly, curly, curly.
Oh,
No, I did not.
oh, okay.
I wanted to have that haircut,
Oh,
I'm sure, but no, my hair was curly, curly. My mom would put it in braids in the morning because if she didn't, by the time I walked to the bus stop, my hair would be like a fro. So she put it in braids. So I had 2 braids. So I was a redhead frecked faced kid with braids. Boy, I was real popular. Woohoo!
oh God, oh God.
And by the time I got home to take the braids out, my hair was so knotted. That's how
Oh,
it was.
I am so sorry to hear that you felt bad about that because honestly,
not really. It was what it was. You know, people are asses then; they're asses now. So.
I mean, honestly, you know,
I guess we can take this down. We don't need to look.
but you know, you got someone like you with, shall we say, a fro, right? Curly, very tendricles, if you know what I mean. And that was very attractive to a lot of us when we were 13 years old, up until, well, actually for the rest of our lives. The rest of our lives.
Mine wasn't cute. My hair did not look cute. It did not.
What
It
do
was
you
like
mean?
it was frizz. And you gotta think 55 years ago, 50 they didn't have an anti-frizz gel. They got all this friggin' amazing Dadman's gone. Oh, I just realized that. Yes, Peter Beckman. Okay, wait, let's see. Dadman's like unstable internet, need to end soon, on the way back. And Atwood, it's the Mrs. and Hungry show now. Yeah, and Mrs. Dadman with her white girl fro, and I did have a white girl fro. But they didn't have any of the product. You know, the thing that they had was like that mousse stuff that made it feel like, you know, you're hitting a helmet. So, you know, I love to have that friggin' hair now. you know, they got so much cool stuff to put in.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Mrs., you and I remember a word, a phrase, a product name that other people will not remember. Prel.
Yeah. I actually, the thing that I used a lot in my hair, it was VO5, and it came in a tube.
Oh, VO5, yes.
Yeah, and I would put that. I'd rub out my hand, and I like smoosh it all in my hair, hoping that it would calm down. I tried my hair short. I had my hair long. I had my hair. Oh my gosh, I had a shag hungry. I had a friggin' shag.
You had a shag?
Oh God, that was awful. That's like the what is it? What's that thing that Billy Ray Cyrus had? That thing in
A
the back.
mullet. A
Yeah,
mullet.
it was like the precursor to the mullet. The only person that
Well,
a shag looked good on was Mrs. Brady.
oh, no, Mrs., I must disagree. Joan Jett in 1982 had a shag.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I
And
will
that's the
concede
only,
that.
I will not disagree with any other reason. But
Oh,
Joan Jett.
Let's see.
I still am in love with Joan Jett. Mrs.
Like Denver said, stop saying shag.
but
Baby.
I mean, also
Oh,
since Emma's not here.
Wait, no, I got to DM the link. Give me a second.
Okay, but Playing Down Under, he asked me because he knows, I know, Playing Down Under, I'm a Fantastic Four fan. I'm a fan of Ben Grimm. I'm a fan of The Thing. I'm a fan of Clobby.
Do the link.
It's clobbering time. There you go. Yeah, you know what, Fanty? Look, I don't mind the shag.
Hungry?
Yeah, what?
Just keep talking. I'm muted talking to Dadman. Trying to
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I'll vamp for a bit. I do not mind the shag from 1978 to 1982, but I do not like the female mullet or any mullet. Jonas mine hungry, says Mr. A. Well, you are not physically crippled. I am, so I got no problem with that. Because Joan deserves better than I can provide, Mr. A. You know what I mean? Aside from the very special kiss to the very magic pearl. Still PG-13 because I'm using code language. Oh, Suzy Quattro. Yes, buddy. I honestly I don't mean to be a little less funny here, but I have to say it is a great privilege and a pleasure, buddy, for having someone like you on this channel and other channels. And even though you're young, just like Agent Atwood is young, although I think you're a little older than Agent Atwood. I greatly appreciate your understanding of the generations that came before, buddy. Mrs. You back?
1 second. Dadman, can I send it on a DM in Twitter or Twix or whatever the heck? Because I can't manually type in all these letters. My brain is not working. So I've sent it there. Will that work?
Agent Atwood, that's funny.
Does that work, Dadman? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. I'm very trying. Arr, 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 arr. Okay, let's see. Yeah.
Hey, Playing Down Under, I understand that, but I have to be, and the missus understands this. We talked about this privately, and Dadman has spoken to me about this privately. Sometimes it's not like being in the land of the combat wombat, the sunburnt country. We have to use code language. We must, because things are getting a little bit dicey now. I can't help that. I can't help that.
Okay, I
Mrs.,
sent.
you go on.
Oh, is he there now? Okay. Oh, he's back. Hey, whoops.
What?
Hey.
Hey, wow, that was weird. Yeah, it had it. I could see it coming. There was internet. The internet Wi-Fi was getting weird here for a few minutes, and I could see it with the chat and everything else. So, but hey, made it back. So, oh, thank you, Mr. Angel. So, all right. So, what y'all chat about? We got 10 minutes, so let's make it. I mean,
My
we got.
hairstyle.
Oh yeah, so
My
cute.
hair when
I
I was
remember the
a kid.
pictures. Yeah.
Oh my God, they were awful.
No, I didn't.
No.
And I didn't have the cute freckles. I don't have the cute freckles that just kind of go across your nose, and the porcelain skin. No, I had freckles that were. I go to the dermatologist and they go, "Oh, I see you have sun damage," and I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like, "Fuck you!"
Wow.
This is from Angel.
Missus, use the F word. All right.
Man, you corrupted everybody tonight, Hungry. It's your fault tonight.
It's always my fault.
But
Absolutely.
I do. Oh, I will say tomorrow is National. I think it's National Redhead Day,
Good.
and so
All
we
right.
will be having redheaded memes.
Yay.
Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. Now, I love you guys, and you are my Sonny and Cher, right? You know that. So this is not a question for both of you. This is a question about your friends, okay? Your friends. Have you ever had a friend who said, "Yeah, I'm going to be Randy Savage, and I'm going to date that redheaded woman. Oh, step inside a Slim Jim."
Oh God! No, I've never had anybody like that. Did you, Dadman? I have class. My friends are classy.
Screw that damn friend. I said, I looked at this chick coming in with leopard pants and Doc Martens. I said, "Hey, babe, I'm the make fan you created for you. You don't get
Oh
with me
my
tonight."
God! If you did that, I would have ran. I would have not talked.
He couldn't have handled me. I tried to be a gentleman, but
Oh
if I
my
came
God!
in,
What did my neighbor say when you drove me home?
she told our future sister-in-law, "I don't think your little friend's going home tonight."
Yeah, she was British. I don't think your little friend is going home tonight. Yep, that was it. So yeah.
Oh, but by the way, Mrs., just for playing Down Under, who has been very, 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 very contributing to the channel for a while. He understands, or she, I don't know. There are a lot of Aussie redheads, okay? And that goes back to the 1800s, where a lot of us had to be what we called the diaspora, either Irish or Scottish, Celtic.
Well, it is actually Redhead Appreciation Day. I kind of changed, but
yeah, but I mean, there are a lot of redheads in Australia, Mrs. A lot.
Yep, I could see
Take over for a minute for me, please.
What?
Okay.
Are we vamping again?
He's left again. Ah, golly gee.
Look, I got no problem with redheads, and I got no problem with freckles. I got no problem with porcelain skin. But you know what, Mrs.? I will date Serena Williams in a second.
Oh.
Or Angela Bassett. I mean, now. Not even, back in the day. I'll date Angela Bassett. I will date oh boy, Amy Wong. Oh boy. It's not about an ethnological choice. It's about the kind of I don't even like saying this. It's kind of like,
Is it the attitude kind of the?
that's what I was leading up to saying,
Yeah.
like you have. Okay, so that's what I really like. But you're married, so I can't say that, right? I can't flirt.
You can say it. It's
all right. If you were single, I'd flirt with you.
You're freaking in Australia, hungry. What's gonna happen?
Look. If you were single, I'd flirt with you. All right, but you're not.
But you're making a comparison. You're not flirting. You're just making a
well, in some countries that could be acceptable.
But it's just a matter of expressing appreciation, Mrs. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like an illustrator.
I'm sorry, buddy. I like to go to the beach and pretend I can tan. No, buddy. I go to the beach. I go to the beach, and I literally, I have probably been to the beach. And I live in Florida. Okay, there's a beach an hour, less than an hour away. Okay.
Oh, good.
I've probably been to the beach my entire life. Less than 10 times.
Oh, you're pale.
I hate the beach. The one time I went to the beach with the kids because a friend, they love the beach. They want to go and want to take the kids to the beach. So we went to the beach. I bought 6 beach umbrellas, those big beach umbrellas, and I strategically placed them. So wherever I was in the shade.
I really appreciate that because look, I mean, here, I don't mean to get serious for a moment, but I mean, my country, we got a big skin sarcoma problem. We got a big skin sarcoma problem. But can I just recognize something in the chat? I mean, both from Mr. Ava playing Down Under. Oh my God. I mean, playing Down Under, he used the word ranga. Okay, it's not ranga, just so you don't mispronounce it properly. It's ranga. That means orangutan.
Oh, it's a slang term for redhead that derives from orangutan and with orange hair.
Right. So that's still being used here now. I don't like it. Look, I don't like it, but I live in this country, and honestly, look, if we're going to allow good humor, Mrs., to happen, we have to allow good humor to happen.
I had I can't say it. I think it might get
no, do it.
No, it might get us dinged.
Oh,
I don't. I'll say. It said ginger is not necessarily considered a compliment a lot of times to redheads, because it's a lot of times it's used derogatory, right? So the meme said, if you look at the word ginger, and you can rearrange the word letters to make another word. I'll let you guys figure that out. It's puzzle time. If you go to my morning show, if you don't, I'm not going to say it, but if you go to my morning show, we do puzzle time. So this is a puzzle time. So don't use the ginger word to redheads because they consider it not a nice word. So
look, I get that, but Mrs., you go back 1,500 years to the British Islands, and certain people were treated like crap.
Yep.
Can't help it. That is history. We can't change it. We cannot change that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, from what you just said, you are very pale. Yes.
Yeah. Well, in between my freckles, yes. Well,
Don't make me laugh.
but yeah, I burn very easily. Yes, I do.
Okay, let me just ask this. Do you and Dadman have to use major sunblock?
Dadman doesn't.
Really?
No, he's no. No, no. I do.
Okay.
I do if I'm yeah, I do. I went swimming at my brother's house, forgot to put sunscreen on, and my shoulders literally blistered. They're still and
Oh
this was July 4th, and they're still healing.
no. Oh no.
So yeah, I burn a lot. So
Oh, Mrs. I'm sorry.
so yeah, this was my stupidity. But
Mm,
yep. So I do burn very easily.
okay. All right.
Yes, Ginger Claus is coming for you. Yeah, don't piss off a redhead. I'm okay. I'm okay, and I'll take a lot. It takes a lot to make me mad, but as soon as you make me mad, ooh, you better not be around. And it takes a lot. It
I
really
know.
does take a lot. But man, once I get mad, you're going to have to wait till that 100 hits, maybe the 120, and then the temperature goes down because there's no stopping the the wrath then.
Oh
So
no, Mrs. I understand.
don't make a Ginger mad or orangutan.
I once made a joke about my mom. All right.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to talk about why that applies to now. But what I will say is my mom had a long rope. The rope was 100 feet long, but at the end of the rope was a noose, and it had razor blades in the loop of the noose.
Mhm.
And you would be dangling from the noose with that loop around your neck and the razor blades going in your neck. But you had a choice. You had a choice to get that far down the road
Yep,
with my mom.
it takes a while, but yep. Mr. Angel says, let's see. Oh, I forgot Dadman wasn't here. I'm like, why isn't he doing the chat?
Mm.
Because he's not here. Let's see. Buddy also says, my brother and I slather on SPF 100. Even with that now that he's older, he covers up with SPF clothing and a big hat.
Right on, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
And Mr. Angel, redhead ladies, say hello to my Achilles heel.
I understand. I understand.
He says, I have to use factor 10 million or else. I
Okay.
joke, yes, and yes, and that's a thing sometimes with well, I say sometimes with spouses, you should be able to do those little sweet the little jokes that that are between they're for you, and like my thing is I call Dadman an idiot all the time.
Yeah.
That's my love language. You're such an idiot.
No,
I
I
did
get that. I get that.
I didn't realize I said it that much, but I do. So that's kind of like my little love language to Dadman.
But also just to show respect to playing down under. Okay, the thing is that sometimes, look, if you are dealing with a redheaded woman and playing down under, you know what I'm talking about. They kind of.
No, we don't. Please explain to us, Hungry, what you're talking about.
Oh,
I just
now you're back and you're going to interrupt.
Yeah, I just
me.
want to.
Okay.
Sorry, I stepped away and deal with something, Mrs. I need to talk to you after the stream.
Okay.
So hey, yeah, wow. So how the heck did y'all get on the redhead subject? Now that I come back.
Because
You were gone for a long time. How dare you ask
National
that?
Redhead Day
because
tomorrow.
we were talking about the page, the haircut, the little bob haircut. We called it the Dorothy Hamill.
But dude,
But,
y'all
but
should see
then we
Mrs.
started talking about my hair, and we
Yeah.
did the hair color, and we talked about being curly,
Yeah,
and then we got on redheads,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's Redhead Appreciation Day, and then we started talking about getting sunburned, and
Thank
so
you.
that's kind of where
The January 13th, 1995, walk in, see this long-haired red dude. If you saw Mrs. Red, long curly red hair back then on January 13th, 1995, walking in there with her leopard pants and those Doc Martens, man, it was like, you're like, oh, babe, hey, I
You've
am
already
the
said
same
this.
head you created for. I won't be like my dad. I'll repeat it 40 times because it's like, I finally learned how to memorize it damn line. I'm going to use it. So
Repeat it 40 times.
damn straight. Yeah. Strawberry.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Auburn. Mine now is white
Oh.
with a brown underneath.
Hey, Mrs. That is not a problem. Okay, I don't want to.
No, it is what it is. My mom has the most gorgeous white
but
hair.
Mrs. Look,
People pay for it.
Please don't take this as non-PG-13. All right. This
I'll
is
take it however the hell I want.
This is a fetish now.
White hair. Oh, I know it is.
Yeah.
You get your hair bleached out.
Right on.
I just wish mine was all white because underneath in the back it's brown. It's like my hair's kind of like become this brown thing now.
Oh.
Yeah. But I took one time. I got tired of it being white, so I dyed it red, but it looked like streetwalker red, or Little Mermaid red. It was just so fake looking, and so then I took it and I kind of blended some other colors together. I did it myself, so I didn't care. I've had purple hair. I had green hair. I've had all colored hair. So
green? I didn't know about green.
So I mixed it all up and everything, and so I got it, and I got it where it looked pretty good. And then I got tired of doing it because my hair grows really fast, and so I'd have red hair. No, so I had red hair and with a thing down the middle. So I thought, okay, red hair is not enough. I'm going to go black. So then for a while there, I did my hair black.
DJ Play Nice, good to see you, dude. But yes, I've not forgotten especially 80s, man. We will have to do that definitely. Max Redstone is here. Hey, good to see you, Max. And yes, let's see.
Mrs.
Yep, you take care. You rock. You rock. And yeah, it was. I would say it was. Oh crap! Where's that? My screen's messing up again. So this is the one I wanted to go here, Mrs. If it will do. There you go.
Lovely.
There was no doubting it that night. And see, dude, I tell you what, I'm like, I basically.
The thing is, this guy is 7 years younger than me.
I didn't chase women because I was like every girl's high school counselor, in high school.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead, Mrs. Sorry, 7 years younger.
He was 7 years younger than me, and I never dated a guy younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
But I never. I mean, I dated older men, and usually they were in the military. So yeah, it was very difficult when I realized he was 7 years younger than me. It was really hard. But then we got married a year to the day we met, and
I walked you all around the park.
Oh my gosh, yes. But anyway, that's another story for
another day. Hey, look, we kept going. The emu is back.
Hey, Shooter!
Shooter and Max, check your DMs if you can. So hazy IPAs. IPAs. What's that? A craft beer? So is that a craft beer? IPAs?
Yeah, Mr. Angel said that his hair now is I loved it. Is the color of the moon, shiny reflective mirror.
Hey,
you know what? One advantage of being bald is I never have a bad hair day.
Wait a second, Mrs. You said you dated older men, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say when you were 29 years old and you had not met Dadman, okay? Would you have been put off by a man with silvery hair?
No.
Damn.
Right.
No.
See,
but
some
I
younger people
probably
freak out about that now, though.
but now, if
Mhm.
God forbid something happens to Dadman, I'm looking for an 18-year-old.
No problem.
I'm gonna say, do you want a sugar mama? Come to me. Come to me.
No, see what's so
No.
funny. I know what's not fair. I've had that discussion with somebody before. That's younger, and it's like, oh, that's creepy. You know, the age difference, like 25 to 50, is creepy. But I mean, I'm like you, Mrs. Who cares at that point? Maybe it's a generational thing.
Well, see, my thing is I think, you know, at the age that I would be, my thing at that point is I don't want somebody set in their ways. I want somebody that I can train.
Yes, Peter Venkman fan site. Peter Venkman fan site. Come to Butthead.
Mrs., you know I'm a little bit more progressive than Dadman, so
yeah,
I don't agree with the word train. I would agree with the word mold like clay.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we can do mold. Okay, I'll go with mold.
Speaking of molding, is a new person on a panel for the first time tonight on this channel. You know him. You've seen him in Star Trek Saturday nights with limericks and all this other stuff. We had a great fortune to meet this man. It would have been better circumstances, but we actually got to meet him, and he's now here to, in person, remind and harass Mrs. Dadman Walking for eating a soup that was not hers. It's the great Maximum Redstone.
Ah!
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Max.
Damn good.
You stole my soup. That was my soup.
I did, and it was good.
I told myself I was going to get all the crawfish. I wanted three different crawfish meals. You tried to deny me one of those, and you failed.
I'm a bitch deep down. People think I'm nice, but I'm not.
You failed.
Man.
Dude, that's a great mic you've got right there, dude.
Thank you.
I need to try again.
Yeah. Shooter says, and the crowd goes, Max!
God, you got one control, woman.
Wow.
No, it's good for you. Yeah. All right.
He said he got the crawfish. No.
I do it with the ladies. Mrs. does it with the dudes. So anyway, Max, how are you doing these days? How's your channel going?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I went to the baseball game last night, so I didn't have a show, but I'm planning my third episode. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I like talking about Doctor Who, so I was going to ask Hungry, would you be on for, we play it one show time, you game for a rematch?
Look, you were very forgiving for me for blathering on too much.
No, but Mr. Hungry Boy, blathering on is what guests do.
That's what they're supposed to do, right?
Okay, all right. Look, if you want me on for what I consider the greatest science fiction series that was ever created for television, I will be there. You know what? You said you want to discuss the aesthetic aspects, and that's fine. There are I'm thinking that we compare two frivolous episodes that I've discussed before and compare and contrast. No. Dadman.
Sorry.
Go. I'll send you a copy of Jane's Naval Warfare just in case. But I was thinking we compare and contrast the City of Death and Nightmare of Eden.
Okay. That is going to require some homework, but I am willing to do it.
All right. I got to ask Max a question, though. Do you ever talk baseball?
On occasion.
Oh, cool. If you ever do, sign me up, because I noticed Cubs fan, right?
Yep.
Obviously, because Cubs travel well many times, around the whole country, because we actually caught the Cubs down in Miami many years ago when Sammy Sosa was playing. So.
Oh yes, the great Sammy Sosa.
Well, you know what? I actually had a Chicago snob one time. We were at Disney and we got on the elevator. He saw my Cubs hat,
and in the Sosa era. So
well, it was in the Sosa era, and he is like, I bet Sammy Sosa's your favorite player. I'm like, no, actually, my favorite player of all time was Ron Say. There's Larry Boa, Jody Davis. I named half the '84 roster. And he was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, but it's also good. How do you find watching baseball though now compared to the way it was in the past?
Gosh, I was there yesterday. I had these really, really great seats right behind. Right, it's like you see behind home. It's like the all around home. You see like the really padded seats where everyone's getting like waiters and waitresses, and I was sitting right behind there. So these were the best seats I've ever had, and it's like,
wow.
I'm like, baseball games are one of the few times in life where I can just sit there and be present in the moment, and gosh. I found myself a little bit annoyed with the use of the designated hitter, and not so much the pitch clocks. The pitch clocks are okay, but the designated hitter in the National League, that's like
Well, see, the aesthetics are some things. Oh, B from O Junior's here. Hello, B from O Junior. Welcome. Good to see you tonight. But see, that's the biggest thing is the changes. And Max, I will let you get back to Doctor Who because I know Hunger is getting onto something. Yeah, if you ever want to go to a baseball game, really doing a scorebook yourself is really, really cool to do that. But one of the problems that I've had is that they made major leagues too much like minor leagues. Back in the 80s, 90s, it was like the minor leagues had all the billboards in town, all around the stadium. It was like a pimped down stadium.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, nowadays it's like all the ads, billboards, and it breaks my heart when I see Wrigley Field compared to what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say for what they did, Wrigley did a pretty good job because there were some of those posts that were like some of those posts weren't even into the bedrock anymore. They were just loose. Like that's it. Like the upper deck was rocking and rolling during a Jimmy Buffett concert.
You mean like the rafter, the support columns? Wow. Okay.
Like there's a 1 hour special which detailed the 4 parts of the renovation of Wrigley Field, and it's really detailed some of the things they did. But to your point, yesterday I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the right field wall, and it's like it's all billboards. They used to have like the scores out there on the billboard, and now it's like one tier above. It's like, it kind of felt like, what am I in Bull Durham here?
Yeah, because it was like back then you didn't do it minor leagues. The major leagues were something, and if you had ads and stuff, it was like cheap. It was minor league, and but nowadays the major leagues have said, hey, we're just going to do it. But it's like God, so many. There's some movie that's got my head about they slap a commercial and everything. It's just stupid. But it's like they try to make money on every dang thing. But Max, we'll have to set up a time and just talk some baseball. Are there any other sports you talk?
Oh no, people will most definitely come, Dadman. People will come, Dadman. People will most definitely come.
Well, we will have to talk baseball because that fascinates me about the Wrigley Field and all that transition. And of course, the first was it 88 or 8? I think it was 88. The first night game.
88.
And it was rained out, and they had to play it the next day. But yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, it's we're playing the White Sox, the worst team in baseball. It's like and I was sitting in between two groups of two fans who, after the top of the first, put bags over their heads.
Wow. Well,
wearing shirts that say "sell the team," and I'm like,
see, that's another problem. That's another problem I have. Inbreeding play is what I call it. I've never been a fan of interleague play. We don't have the divisions we used to have. There's so many expanded playoffs. I mean, we're getting a bigger discussion we could have at a different time. But one of the biggest thing to me is that interleague play, because I really miss the tradition. They've taken all the tradition out of baseball. Is there really anything left? Like you said, National League now has a DH. Why? Things like that. And now in extra innings, you got the minor league thing of putting the runner on second base. Uh-huh. I'm like, can we not? I think the fans deserve an 18 friggin' inning game. You get 2 games for the price of 1. It's just, I don't know, all the traditions.
I agree.
So, yeah. Well, Max, we'll head back. Okay, let me get back. Did you have anything else for Hungry? I mean, because I did see somebody talk about trout in the fur coat.
I just have to say one thing, Shooter. Mm-hmm. It's 1060 West Addison.
Oh, God. Oh, I love that. What was it? What movie was it? Oh, God. Was it
Blues Brothers?
Blues Brothers? Yeah, okay. the 1060 West Addison. Oh, it's Wrigley Field. But, hey. All right. Well, Hungry, are you still with us? Mrs., you still with us?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my bit of geeking out there for a little bit, bringing sports and baseball.
Yeah, all you want. I'm working on Tuesday's show now.
Oh, you're working on Tuesday's show. Did we lose Hungry? You still with us?
We haven't. No, I'm here. I'm just despite my accent, I do not like cricket. I prefer baseball, and I would rather hear about baseball than fucking cricket. I hate cricket, Max. I hate it.
Everybody, you were here when Hungry actually was on the stream talking about a sport. Well, let's talk about this. Peter Penguin fan sites asks, are we talking Trouton's fur coat? What, Trouton had a fur coat?
Oh, yes, he did. And actually, Max and I talked about that on his show on the second episode. Trouton, look, you know what? Forget it. Dadman doesn't want me to go into this. So
no, go ahead. No, go ahead. We got Max here. We got some people. Go into it a little bit because Mrs. knows Doctor Who. So do people in the chat.
Now, Hungry, I got to point out, I finally watched The Invasion.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I saw what you were talking about the Cybermen with the robotic voices as compared to the humans.
Yeah. And there were 2 voices. There was the Cyber Controller, and then there were the Cybermen voices.
Yes.
2 different ones. And that actually was more creepy than just having one voice. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah. I can definitely draw a dichotomy between the 2. Yes. And, then there was the next Cybermen episode was Revenge. Was the next one Revenge of the Cybermen with Tom Baker?
Yes, it was. There was a big gap.
Yeah.
There was a big gap.
And then they were still those Cybermen, but they were in between
more
being
human.
A little bit more human, yeah.
And look, I'll be honest, I'm not going to defend myself. I bitched and moaned about that on your show. I did. I admit that. But I am very audio attuned.
Okay.
And therefore, so when it comes to horror or sci-fi horror, I am very audio attuned. And the first Cybermen, which was the last Hartnell episode, and the missus and I talked about that on her show when we talked about Doctor Who. I mean, that was the freakiest shit I ever heard, Max. You know, it was sing song. It was sing song. And then they ditched that, and then they moved on. But then it became, you will be like us. We shall make you like us. And that was also disturbing. So a lot of what made the Cybermen terrifying, just like the Daleks, was the voice.
Yes.
And the costumes are great. Don't get me wrong. I love the costumes. But honestly, I think the voice, oh boy, the voices, particularly in Moonbase and Tomb of the Cybermen, utterly horrifying, because you realized that there was something, a brain left in this cybernetic organism, this bionic, to use the term before the $6 Million Man had come out.
Yes.
All right. It was a bionic organism, so there were a few human organic parts left over, but the voice was not, and that just dehumanized them, utterly dehumanized.
Yes.
Okay, wait a second, sorry. Machines dehumanize Mr. Roboto Sticks. Sorry. I mean, I just think it's a connection with the lyrics in that song with Cybermen.
Yep.
It's just, sorry.
Well,
it's just
Roboto, Mr. Roboto.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
Yes. Yeah. Now, what about this? With Peter Venkman Fansite said I'm trying to get the thing. The Wi-Fi is getting wonky again here, but about the Baker Cyber Leader had an announcer voice.
Okay, now Max, I'm gonna let Max takes this. Okay, Max, you take this. You know what he means. I know what he means, but you go.
Yeah. Well, there were two. Revenge of the Cybermen was the first Cybermen serial in color. And you had the Cybermen were pretty much similar to the ones from the invasion from Troughton's era. So like Hungry said, there had been a long gap, and the cyber control was different.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Serial. I know.
Okay.
Serial.
What does that mean? Absolutely. I'll explain. When I say an episode, Doctor Who used to be a number of parts of one episode. So, and it wasn't always consistent with Hartnell and Troughton. Sometimes it would be 4 serials that made up one episode. And so it would be one after a week after 1 week after another, and you get like these 25-minute parts that would comprise the entire episode. When Doctor Who, now 2 things, when Doctor Who came to America in the 80s, they had been combined, episodized. So if you had, and another thing is that when in the John Pertwee era, you had the standardization, not in the first season so much, but the second Pertwee season going forward, you would either have a four serials that made an episode or 6. And when they arrived in the US, the four serial episodes would be just one episode, and the 6-parters would be 2 episodes.
But rarely 8, Max.
Rarely. But that is, so when I say serials, that was the method of transmission. That was the original method of transmission from the BBC up to the time of Sylvester McCoy. So, so you would have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, or up to part 6, sometimes part 8.
And also, Max, I don't mean to interject, but
please.
Dadman does not understand that here in the land of the combat wombat, which playing down under will understand my reference to that. We have the ABC, which is the Australian Broadcasting System, right? That is the bastard redheaded child of the BBC. Okay, so we were receiving Doctor Who for free every week, but about roughly 5 months afterwards, Doctor Who episodes being shown in Great Britain and England, Wales, Scotland, etc. So we were receiving these episodes far more early than America was receiving them.
There was a syndicator called Lionheart Television, and Lionheart in the UK and the US, and Lionheart Television is who syndicated Doctor Who to America, and it was not mostly, but it was largely on PBS stations.
Yes. Yes. And also, as a credit to PBS, all right, when the old Hartnell episodes were found, and a lot, well, not a lot, but some of the Troughton episodes were found, PBS, I think it was somewhere between 1989 and 1992, they showed those episodes during a pledge drive, at least in California, but I think it was in several states.
Okay.
And that did matter. That did matter because, look, if you're a Whovian, you're Whovian. You know what I mean, Matt?
Yeah, because one of the big losses is that the BBC had what was called tape junking, and these episodes weren't shot on film; they were shot on magnetic tape. So there are entire masters of episodes that are lost at the source because the BBC junked tapes. Now, fortunately, on transmission, some of these stations to where it was broadcasted to recorded them on their tape. So it was kind of like a very high grade VHS in a sense.
Right. Well, see, if I can break in real quick, because I know my missus used to work in television, and I remember the beta tapes and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, what they would do is that when a lot of the stuff that we would get over satellite, and of course we're not airing it live from the satellite, so we would record it, and so that might be that way they've done it. Sometimes they would, the companies would ship the tapes already recorded also. So that's how a lot of times you got stuff. But when the contract ended, those tapes were supposed to either be sent back or destroyed, and they were not always.
Yeah. No, well, that is exactly what happened, because you have, and I'm not talking about like Mrs. That I'm not talking about the type of like VHS tapes. These are like big.
You can have. It started off. They were 2-inch wide tapes.
Yeah.
That's what they started off, and then they went down to 1 inch. wide on the reels of the videotape, and then
Yeah.
it went down to the beta, which is like the size of a VH now.
I mean,
but back then it probably was the 2-inch wide record tape that they used.
Well, I mean, I've been in a few broadcast editing bays, so I do know that beta did not die in the consumer market.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things I got to observe real quick. Let me do this. Tom Baker. Yes, I remember Tom Baker on PBS. Like you said, they were showing in the 70s. I mean, this dude with this big scarf and the big poofy hair, it was like really, 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 I don't know. It was kind of weird as a kid to me. But see, but then again, Hungry will tell you, I'm a bang, bang, pew, pew guy. I learned to appreciate Doctor Who a little more as I got older. Like I've done many things, but when you're 5 to 10 years old, it's different. But this is one that I've heard about Peter Cushing. I guess he was one of the doctors.
No.
There was. No. Why don't you handle this, Hungry Boy?
Wow, Hungry
really?
Guy.
You want me to go into this?
Okay, fine. At the advent of Doctor Who, the Daleks have always been the big villain, but there was a Hartnell serial called The Dalek Invasion of Earth, and they also had the advent of Dalek Mania in Britain, and there was a movie.
Max, okay. You have to look. Let's be fair. When you say Dalek Mania, for people who don't know Doctor Who Mania and Dalek Mania, you have to explain there was Dalek soap, Dalek toys. I mean, so much money being made out of Daleks.
Salt shakers, as Dadman calls them.
Yes, Dalek everything. Dalek
salt shakers. Yeah.
So the Dalek Invasion of Earth was a movie. Was a cinema. It was a cinema version of that episode, and it had Peter Cushing as Doctor Who, and Bernie Gribbins was there as well, and it was in color, glorious CinemaScope color, and it was an all right movie. It had a bit of slapstick to it, but but if you were a fan and you had seen the TV show first, and then because that episode is it's a gripping episode. Like it starts with them landing in a futuristic London, and they land right next to a sign that says "No dumping bodies in the water."
Right.
Oh wow!
And
like France.
you just go from there. And the Robomen were these humans who had been assimilated, but they weren't, and this is the assimilation of humans as Daleks is something that's handled in an episode later on in the Colin Baker era, but they basically had little helmets on and kind of just, we must do this, we must do that.
Welcome back, Sashi. Sorry.
And so you had those were a way for the Daleks to co-opt the humans directly. But also at the end of that episode where it was different from the movie is his granddaughter, the Doctor's granddaughter, Susan Foreman, falls in love, and he locks the TARDIS door and says, "No, you're staying here."
Yeah, that was really hard to take, Max. That was really hard to take because, I mean, we talked about this on your show, okay? Carol Ann Ford did not like what happened to her career because of what she did as Susan, the granddaughter of Doctor Who. Look, she can say that. That's okay. But she was beloved by the Commonwealth community because of playing Susan. So, kind of as fans, we have to accept what she did in Doctor Who. But it was very hard to accept her as being abandoned, shall we say?
Yeah.
By her grandfather?
Yeah. No. I don't think it was. I wouldn't say it was so much abandoned. I think that he had to push her out of the nest.
I agree with that, but you can understand how some people would look at it as abandoned.
Well, can I follow back up on the thing of Cushing? Peter Venkman fan says Cushing was just a movie doctor. The movie was just adapting a popular serial.
That's pretty much it.
Buddy said Doctor Who and Daleks was the first movie. Invasion was the sequel. So do they not count the movie Doctor as Doctor number 4 or 6 or whatever?
No. Oh, look, Dadman, you don't understand Doctor Who. Look, can I just Max, you can cut me off at any second you like, okay? But here's the thing that Dadman, you don't understand. When those movies were being made, nobody knew who William Hartnell was. Nobody. Okay? The British public knew, the Australian public knew, even the South African public knew, New Zealand knew, but Peter Cushing was a big actor. So there was the opportunity to make the films. Okay? And if Peter Cushing said, yes, I'm going to do this, this meant the films could make money. And that's why it happened.
Okay.
And Peter Cushing, yes, go ahead, Max.
I was going to say, to do another a corollary sci-fi reference, there's a reason why Marlon Brando made $20 million in the original Superman.
Max, oh God!
He didn't eat you mean beyond eating the crew and staff? But
but seriously, the Salkinds recruited him because it's like, okay, if Marlon Brando's on board, people are going to accept it. He's a big star.
Yeah, exactly. What is this Venusian Aikido, Peter Venkman fan sites?
We'll go into that in a second. But Max, do you accept the fact that in terms of making money in the American market, not the Commonwealth market, the choice for Peter Cushing was the right choice?
Yes, and the Dalek invasion of Earth in 2150 AD survives as a corollary adventure outside of the canon of Doctor Who.
Right. Now, as Whovians, we don't like that. But look, we got to look at the normies who don't really know, okay? And
it was shot in glorious color.
It was. And Hartnell, I mean, Dadman, you don't know this, okay? So, look, until the 1970s, Dadman, there were no Daleks in color, believe it or not. No Daleks in color.
Okay. All right.
None.
There might have been some colors still shot on the sets later on.
See, that makes sense to me, Hungry, because if they're glass, because then you got white for salt, kind of black for pepper. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll show myself out.
That's right.
No, it's a salt shaker joke for you, but I figured you like it. But hey,
I know.
We've got 11 people here tonight, still at 2 hours. We were supposed to end about 45 minutes ago. Mrs., how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I know you are. How are you? Are you on Wednesday yet?
No, I'm almost done with Tuesday.
Wow. Congratulations, folks. Folks, if you've never been to the Late Night Squirrel streams, they're coming back on Friday nights at 10 p.m. This is a sample of what will happen, where maybe we're about to wind up and then we go another 2 hours, right, Hungry?
Oh, yeah.
And we jump from topic to topic, even in mid-sentence at times, and it's just what it is. So hopefully you're enjoying it tonight. If you've not been to these, make plans to be with us Friday night at 10, or when we go live like we did tonight randomly. These are a lot of fun, and then sometimes we have surprise guests like Max Redstone coming in tonight. So, but you know what? You guys keep talking all this old stuff. Okay. and no disrespect to that and all that, but when it was out in the PBS when I was a kid, it just never would have had my interest. I remember coming home and David Tennant was the doctor. And of course, he's not Doctor Who. He's the doctor. No, he's the doctor. Mrs. taught me that is the doctor. So at least I know that. But I came home one day and Mrs. and our oldest were watching David Tennant, and I don't think it might have been Don't Blink. But
oh God!
Whereas the Daleks, probably I'd just look at it's a harmless sword figure. At least for me, for my generation, walking in and seeing that, right, I could not stop. I mean, beyond just good writing, but to me, you had a great bad guy, a great evil presence that really was like very freaky and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
I compared that, like in the new generations of Doctor Who, with their bad guys, like something like that versus the Daleks or the Cybermen. Is a weeping angel a good representation of the evil or the Doctor has to fight? And what makes a good Doctor Who bad guy?
Max, you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, you have the recurring baddies like the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Sunsarans, and then you have the one time, like in terms of classic Doctor Who, they used the Zygons once. They used the Rutans once. They used
Max. Max.
Yes.
They used the Zygons twice.
When was the second time?
Much later. I think it was about 2010.
Oh yeah, no. I said in terms of the classic series.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
That's okay. What makes a good Doctor Who villain? Well, you have to have power. You have to have maliciousness. You have to have grandiosity. Now, I think one of the more enjoyable villains in now Hungry. I know you don't like Peter Davison, but for to Doomsday, Peter Davison and crew find themselves on this. They materialize on this ship. There is no oxygen, and there is someone watching them. And you basically go on. They're wearing these oxygen helmets, which were sort of like the Robomen helmets, and you find out that this ship is headed to Earth, present day Earth, but it's been there 4 times. And you have these 4 cultural representations from each time they visited Earth. And this time they're coming for good. Well, I say for good. And so and they're run by, the leader is called Monarch, and he's got a left hand and a right. He's got a left-hand person and a right-hand person, and you find out that most of the species is actually just computer chips. They don't actually exist anymore. And his plan is to go to Earth and do the same to humanity. And his ultimate plan is to travel faster than light to go back in time to meet the creator, which he believes to be himself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because I know I'm waiting for my screen to flip. Mrs. I sent you a DM and a message in the private chat. And if you can help me with something. But, Buddy, to the point of the Weeping Angels, well, see, I thought they were really, really effective the way they came in. And then they kind of branched them a little bit more. Just the horror, they freaked me out.
What are you talking about?
In the group chat on Twitter, on the group chat, Dave left a video that I'd like to play real quick.
Okay.
Or check it out real quick, then let me know when it's up.
But, I can't play it. It won't be. You won't hear it.
Well, I don't think we need the audio. I think we just need the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just check. But I can agree that I think they had 3 or 4 episodes with the Weeping Angels. I can see where you thought maybe, but and like Buddy's making a point that they misuse and overuse the Weeping Angels. How do they avoid overusing the Daleks? Because, and I mean no disrespect, okay? When I say this, Hungry will know what I'm saying here, and I mean no disrespect.
I do.
On a more modern level, it's like they're, you see the meme with the whisk and the plunger, or they're so slow running around. I mean, it's like it's in this modern age where I'm Star Wars fast, bang bang pew pew.
I know.
Looks like a slow thing, and I'm like I said, I'm trying to not make me disrespect. I'm really just answering.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
How did they make them such a great villain that they did not feel like they were abused?
Well, I mean, okay, Max, I just got to say something before you go on, okay? Number one, Dadman, there were copyright issues with the Daleks. Terry Nation created the Daleks, and so Max knows what I'm talking about, and our most beloved friend, God rest his soul in peace, he's gone now, but he talked about this on more than a few accounts, and there comes a point where this is also like comic books, where you can't use the same villain all the time, because otherwise you're going to get a diminution of the scariness, the frightening aspect of the villain. So you can't use the Daleks every single time. But that's why they came up with the Cybermen. That's why they came up with the Ice Warriors. That's why they came up with the Santarans. Max, go.
Yes. No, I totally agree. You would have some if they kept on if it kept on being the Daleks week after week after week, you would have dilution of the character. But there's also the copyright issue where the BBC has to use the Daleks like every so often, or the copyright reverts to the Terry Nation estate.
Thank you. And most people don't know that was an issue
here, and we'll probably
what?
Yeah,
right.
Well, we're probably going to have to end up in about the next 10 or 15 minutes. I
have that
which
video,
one's the
by
issue,
the way.
Hungry? I'm sorry.
Pardon what?
Probably jumped in a little too early.
I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
All right, Hungry, did you finish? Did you finish your point, Hungry? I might jump in a little bit too early.
Yes, they both finished their points. Yeah, I don't.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, listen, our friend Dave C. and our Late Night with Dadman group sent us some video.
Guys, I knew what he was asking.
Mrs. You're going to need to drive. I think my internet's glitching again real quick.
I'll do it. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's take the chats. I have to do that too. Okay.
I know you need to do it because I'm glitching.
Okay. Oh my gosh, what is here? Let's see. Let me figure out how to play it now. Here we go. It's over here. What could it be? Oh my gosh.
What is that, Hungry?
That is a cassowary.
Yes, it is.
One more time.
Do not fuck with a cassowary.
I'm amazed they didn't try to move away. They just, I heard they tell you to just sit still. Because that is awfully close.
Well, look, Dadman, I told you this before, twice. Okay? The mating season is different to any other season. this is not the mating season. So the cassowary is going to be looking at you and saying, okay, maybe you're a threat, maybe you're not. Okay. But if it was mating season, that video would have been different. Mrs. knows what I mean.
I don't know if they would have been going out there then. I think that cassowary was just on a stroll.
Not in mating season, Mrs.
No. But I don't think they would have been there because I don't think there would have been any girl cassowaries or boy cassowaries. So I think they were just out on a stroll. Mating season, they're not even going to be near there. I don't think so. That's my opinion.
Yeah. And they keep referring to them as dinosaur.
Yes.
Exactly.
True.
It's a whole dinosaur.
True.
Yeah.
I loved how it just looked at the camera like, "Are you done?" And then just
it's the mellow season, Mrs.
Yeah.
The mellow season.
Yeah, but still, they don't always look straight at the camera. I just love that. Okay, here's my close up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mrs.,
goodbye.
can you pull up a couple of chats? Okay. That's a whole dinosaur, and then playing down under said she got lucky. Yeah, because that thing just was like really neat. So
right season, right time.
Lucky.
No, exactly. But hey, Hungry has always told us about. We're going to have to go ahead and wind up in the next 5 minutes because my internet's glitching. It's approaching what?
Okay, are you doing the chats or am I doing the chats?
You can do the chats now. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I was trying to.
One. I already put
sorry.
that up, so I'm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Forget that. She got lucky. Buddy Hepburn.
Once when I was, were we in middle school? One of our classmates, we have some military bases here, and they're on the water, and they were sitting by the water, having a picnic, and our dinosaurs, which are alligators. One jumped out of the water and grabbed the kid's leg and dragged him in. Wow. But the parent took the picnic basket and threw it at the alligator, and it hit the alligator, and they saw the food that was falling out of the picnic basket, let go of the kid, and went after the picnic basket. I kind of thought if the cassowary wanted my fruit, I'd be throwing it as far away as I could, so that thing would run and go eat it. But the kid was okay. Man. He did have to have surgery on his leg, but he survived. There was no fatality there. That's why I told the story.
Well, the worst part with those type of bites is the infection possibilities because they carry so many germs and stuff like that. It's bad enough with fresh water in Florida. All the amoeba and all that stuff. It is infections very, very easily. So. But well, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up. You guys, I tell you what, thank you for answering my Doctor Who questions. And like I said, the missus I know that taught me the Doctor, not Doctor Who. Like most Americans, well, not most Americans, but a lot of the Americans I know call him Doctor Who, but it's the Doctor. And let me ask you, Max. I know obviously Hungry's favorite is Troughton, which is number 2, Hungry?
Yes.
Okay. Who is your favorite Doctor? And don't say Sylvester McCoy because that guy really does not look like any of the other doctors. Wardrobe and eyebrows, but that's just me.
Tom Baker.
Mrs., your favorite Doctor?
I think I kind of like them all, but I think I like Tom Baker the best because he had such a love for the character, and he did, and in real life he did, and you could see it when he was the Doctor. And that's, I think I like that. That's why I think I like him the best. And he had a cool scarf.
Oh no, what did I do? Oh wow. Oh. It comes up, it comes out. You should see me on some of my sports streams. It's a very open, very opinionated. I had JT Kirk rolling the other night with some of my analogies and words, and calling out people and teams and stuff. So hey, it's what you get. But hey, we got a minute left. Let me go ahead and do some show. Yeah, hungry. Mm-hmm.
Okay, just to close off on the Doctor Who thing, and
Sure,
Max will know what I'm talking about, and I hope the missus will know what I'm talking about.
No.
I also really approve and enjoy Colin Baker because he was a mean ass C word as the Doctor.
Well, wait, I thought you didn't like Colin guys, like Colin Hay. You know, he's only
I hate
your national
Colin
anthem.
Hay.
I know you. I thought he created your national anthem, and anyway, but hey, but no, that's.
But I'm making a Doctor Who joke here, brah.
I know, brah. That's cool.
Colin Baker was the Doctor of the 80s.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to make.
Well, I mean, honestly, Max, he could get a little bit mean, like William Hartnell.
Yep.
I'm going to push you two guys on something. You know, and hungry. Yeah, you have no choice in this. You have to answer because I know you're so back to the old school and all. The newer modern era of doctors from Eccleston on. Who was your favorite doctor and why?
Max, you go.
Eccleston, because
who only got one season, right?
Yeah. Well, he didn't mix well with the BBC, but he really did set the tone for this new post-Time War dark Doctor who was now in the universe seemingly alone. And yeah, it was a departure. It was a departure and a new start for the Doctor, who just sort of been this. I'm wandering. I am of the Society of Time Lords, but I have revoked their ways.
Yep.
Okay. Hungry?
Look, I'm sorry to be disappointing, but I'm going to completely agree with Max.
Jodie Whittaker. I'm sorry, Tim. Okay, sorry about that.
Shut up.
But
honestly, because
Tom Baker was a hard act to follow. Yeah. So,
are you gonna let me answer the question or what?
Yeah, I did. I did, but I wanted to point out what Peter Venkman had said here, that Tom Baker was a hard act to follow. Okay, so yes, you go ahead.
But the thing with Eccleston and the missus, look, I know you got the memory thing. You talk about missus, okay? That's fine. But with Max, we had the episode called Dalek. And that was one of the most severe episodes of Doctor Who I've ever seen. And to have a Dalek say to a Time Lord, "You would have been a good Dalek," that was savage. That was utterly savage. And I appreciated the writing of it. I appreciated what Eccleston did in his emotional response, his facial expression, his body language, and how horrified he was at recognizing the reality of that. And it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. And because of that, I adore the Eccleston Doctor.
Yep. Mrs., what do you think? Who was your favorite of the newer new Doctors?
Well, I agree with them, but I will also say, if there was better writing, Peter Capaldi would have been right up there.
Yeah, Mrs.
Writing, the writing was so suctrocious.
Suctrocious!
That, he did his best. So, I mean, like, I agree with you, but I wish there was better writing, because I think I really would have loved Peter Capaldi.
Fair enough.
I like him as the Doctor in spite of the writing. I think he would have been one of the top ones in anyone's list if the writing was better.
Yeah, That seems to be a very common thought opinion, though, is that Capaldi would have been better, but he was. Well, how much do you think he possibly was also? He did not have the best companion either. Though Clara seemed to be.
Well, that goes back to the writing. It's all tied.
Max. Oh my God, the ultimate Mary Sue in Doctor Who, right, Max?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my God. No, Mrs. Look, you are 100% correct. Max knows what I mean. Dadman is intuiting what we mean. It's all fine. It's all fine.
Hey,
but
Mrs. MVP'd with a new word, Mrs. You created.
I guess you're rubbing off on me.
But Max will understand this, okay? Capaldi was involved in genre going back to the 80s. He was in Lair of the White Worm, Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And he was also involved in 2 other Doctor Who projects previously. And he had marvelous writing.
Yes, he did.
All right. Well, guys, that's where we're going to leave it tonight. Any other thoughts?
No. You guys get up in 8 hours and watch my show.
Yep. 10 a.m.
Well, wait,
Eastern.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
7 hours and 45 minutes.
Yes. Mrs. Dadman Walking 55 and get your daily dose of positivity, Mrs. If you want to put your link out there. And but Mrs., go ahead and tell people about your show in the morning. You also have other events tomorrow, right?
Yes, I do. It's a busy day. I should have been in bed at midnight, but oh well. Yes, at 10 a.m. I have morning musings with Mrs. Dadman Walking, your daily dose of positivity, where we do puzzles, celebrations, memes, and birthdays. So come on over and have a good time. Start your day off positive. If you're on the other side of the world, end your day on a positive note. That being said, after that, at 1 p.m., I will be doing a build. I will be building Enterprise D, which is what Sashi told me it was called. So I will be doing that at 1 o'clock. And then at 6 p.m., me and Ang are doing a show. It's going to be every other Monday. It's called Mom Day with Mrs. and Ang.
Oh,
and that will be at 6 p.m. and we will be playing it. We're going to start off with Fortnite, but we're going to pick different games or stuff or whatever and talk and just spend some time together with everybody else. So those are what I'm doing on Monday, and then on Thursday, I know this is, but I'm doing a new thing. I used to do Lego builds on Mondays and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and my build has changed to Monday this week because I have an eye appointment on Tuesday. It's very good. It's very needed. On Thursday, I'm going to be starting a show. It's going to be later in the evening. It's going to be at I think, what time did I say it was? At 5 p.m. Yes. I'm going to be puttering around in Lego Fortnite. So it's just kind of hanging out, talking, and what is that noise? Donald, Dadman, whoever you are, stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Dadman, are you sanding something?
Yes, you're making a lot of noise.
I'm at the secret location, so it takes any little thing to cause
it's really
noises.
loud. So
I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Just kind of puttering around on Fortnite and chatting with everybody like I do at 10 a.m., but it'll be at 5 p.m. So that's my week.
Buddy, stop it. Jeez.
Hey, it was given to me, so I'm building it. Give it to me and I will build it. No.
Buddy said stop humping that chair.
That's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
I don't. It wasn't me. That was not me.
He's
well, guys,
the dryer.
Yeah, no, not that bad. Well, folks, also, you never know when I go live. It could be tomorrow. You never know what happens. But next scheduled stream is Tuesday night at 8 p.m. as I'm with my great co-host Daisy Blossom Flower Child as we talk about Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country with our special guest friend JT Kirk with us talking about that wonderful movie. And then on Wednesday night, join us for more SEC and Michigan football talk where we have fun. And even if you do not know sports, come anyway because we have fun. We make it silly. We make it laugh. We actually do some of the rules, kind of help people learn a bit more about football and, not be so afraid of it because I tell you what, we can geek out and nerd out about all kinds of sports as we did with the great Max Redstone a little while ago about baseball. So, anyway, I think that's it coming up for the week at this point. Friday night, 10 p.m., like you said, like I've said before, this is kind of a format we do on the Squirrel Streams on the Late Night with Dadman show, and we can bounce. Sometimes we stay on a topic or two. Those nights are rare. Usually, one night we said that we had in a 3-hour stream, we did 30 topics or something, and it took me and Hungry 5 shows to finally complete the damn breakfast cereal stream, right, Hungry?
Oh yeah.
Of course, he loves Weetabix, so
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, folks. On that note, I want to go ahead and say good night. Everybody, take care. Max, thanks for coming on. Great to have you on for the first time. Hungry as always, and of course Atwood, who was here earlier tonight, and the great, lovely, the queen of the channel, the IT department too, Mrs. and everybody. Have a great night and good luck going back to work tomorrow. Bye, all.
Bye-bye.
Now I hit the button. Let's see how long it takes to end over here.
I know.
It's like